This week on the ADLR Podcast, we talk about Stuber, Terminator, Dark Fate, Detroit Become Human, and our freaking 24-hour stream over the weekend.
No Kelsey today?
And we are here on the ADLR Podcast, episode 69. The creamy one, Randall.
Creamy?
Yes, episode 69.
Why? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. You're talking about creamy.
Like vanilla ice cream.
Cream pies.
Like vanilla ice cream.
Like the ones you buy in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey will be on soon. He said he messaged me earlier that he's going to be a couple minutes late. We'll see if that's random minutes late or actual minutes late.
What the heck does that mean?
That means you're not going to be on.
Oh, okay.
That's what when you say I'm going to be late, that means you're just not going to be on. Anywho, I'm still tired from the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like sluggish. I was still able to lift weight yesterday, and today I did my walk. I walked in the gym because it was raining today, so I didn't want to risk driving here, then starting my walk and then getting rained on. So I went to the gym, got on a treadmill for a bit, and then went on the step master, whatever.
Step mill.
Whatever, and then got on the treadmill afterwards to finish out the day because I was just done, you know. I don't even know if the restream thing is working.
Oh, snap.
Anyway, yeah, Brian came. You came here, Brian, but Brian's not making his mic. Doesn't seem to work.
I have mine muted here. No,
okay.
You can hear me. It's just that my stream's like, no, you can't hear you. Oh, now I can hear you. That's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, that's Brian, my brother, who's. I mean, you might have seen him over the weekend if you watched our 24-hour stream. Randall in the back, he made an appearance once or twice throughout the day. Randall?
Yeah,
say something for the people who are listening and not watching.
Skippity doo ba boo ba boo baby.
That's some fire jazz you're spewing out of your mouth right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am so over this episode already. We can go to speaking I don't have to go to this shenanigans anymore. There's a new website up, ADLRplays.com. I put all the links that needs to be on there. So there's a Patreon link. There's a link to my Extra Life, which all the proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. It's not topics at it's not topics at ADLRplays.com anymore. There's a fan mail section on the website. You can just submit directly there. So that's the one-stop shop, man. You go to ADLRplays.com for everything.
Did you put a link to your workout routine?
I should do that, right? Like have like a section that's like my workout routine and just say, "You happy, Zed?" Or Zordon?
And call it the Viking routine.
I'm not a Viking, Randall. People get upset if you're like not a Viking and they're Viking. You can't just say that, all right? I bet you didn't even know that.
Okay, Asgardian routine.
Okay, I could do that. I'll do that.
Which is pretty much the same thing.
No.
Because it's all Norse.
It doesn't matter, Randall. Asgardian means you are a god.
Okay.
You got that?
Sure.
Cool. But yeah, the housekeeping is I'll have to read. The housekeeping is just gonna be, hey, check out my website. It has links to the Twitters, the Instagram, the Facebook. It has got everything.
Now, see, you got to be careful because you said that you're still feeling tired, right?
Well, I mean, just like I just want to sleep. I haven't gotten I've gotten enough hours sleep. It's just I haven't made up the hours I didn't sleep. If that makes sense.
The reason why I say that is because this is the optimal time when you get sick.
Oh, it is. Especially with the coldness coming in.
So you need to be careful until you.
And what sucks is one of my coworkers is sick.
Well, yeah, you need to stay away from him as far as possible. Especially if your body is fatigued and you haven't had the proper rest, like your body is still like trying to replenish itself, so it's in a vulnerable state, which means that it's susceptible to germs and diseases, STDs.
STDs, Randall?
Yeah,
I don't think I have to worry about STDs.
I'm just
I'm not like throwing this thing around, you know?
Well,
I'd lose it in the grass, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's really small. That's what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. You good, Brian? You look like you're trying to sort things out over there. You're muted, man. I can't hear you. Still can't hear you, dude. This man's having audio difficulties right now, dude. Dang, what did we... This weekend just flew by, dude. This is probably going to be the most relaxed, slow movie. Like, we're going to get through this and be like, okay, 40 minutes and we're done here. I still got to go fold laundry, dude.
Wow.
It's still in the dryer.
Wow.
Like,
since Sunday?
Since Sunday afternoon, yeah. I got home yesterday and I'm like, I'm not going to stream. So I just came up here and just did my website. I was using, because I got the domain from Google. And then I signed up for G Suite, which gives me a bunch of stuff for owning a domain, and I can make users, and it's like having your own
You
site.
can make users?
Yeah, like if I had other people working under me or whatever, they can access stuff, use sheets, documents, forms, all that other stuff. They get like 30 gigs each for the cloud storage.
Man, Google just be having like this infinite amount of space where they could just be giving people gigs of space.
Well, Randall, when you can probably remake the human body with just money, you know?
Huh?
If you can recreate, you know how you can model like a neighborhood?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
imagine remodeling it with just paper, like money, like you know those packs. You can make a bunch of them, and that's your wall. That's one wall of just like the thickest band of hundreds, and then just make a wall. Now make an entire house like that. Now make a neighborhood like that.
You're saying that's how much money Google has?
That's how much they have if they sneezed on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were just like driving downtown and
So you think they got more money than Microsoft?
I think so. But I don't know for sure though, you know. I'm only guessing cuz advertisement pays a lot. And Google has a lot of that. So, you know.
I wonder what it's like to work at Google. Like, I don't mean like as far as the projects. I mean like the perks.
I'm sure the perks are there, but the work is there too. You know, like I'm sure they expect like it's like I'm sure it's relaxed, but at the end of the day, you gotta hit deadlines. You know, so I'm sure it's like the perks are great, but you gotta be there. You know.
Hopefully the perks are I would assume that the perks would be like insane. Like, I don't know. Like ridiculous amount of discounts.
It could be
like 50% off of things.
No, I'm sure you probably get you might just get you might just get one if they're out here giving unlimited storage spaces on certain G Suite.
No, I don't mean like for Google.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't mean like for Google.
Send my stream.
Okay.
I mean like.
What do you mean, Randall? Sorry.
I mean like for other companies. You know how like when some companies have discounts for other businesses, like they might have a discount for different restaurants or a gym or Best Buy, some junk like that. Like I'm pretty sure like Google has perks out the behind. And they're probably like really, really, really good discounts. Not the usual 10, 15%, probably like 30, 40% off.
I'm sure they have like their own webs like google.com/employee portals that's just like, yeah, you get this, and this for free, you know? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Or they have like some reward system where it's like, hey, squash 20 bugs and you get a Pixel 5. But it's not out yet. Yeah, you still get it.
Isn't it business casual?
I don't know, Randall. I haven't stepped foot in that building, so I would assume so, because they kind of advertise themselves as just like a, Silicon Valley kind of thing. Hey, we're just cool people, dude, you know? So
people rolling around on scooters and stuff.
Yeah. Like with their automated vehicles on campus, like They're out there, Randall. They're way ahead of time. Like I'm sure stepping into that building, that campus, or that lot is like taking a peek into the future. You know.
Is it?
I would imagine so because I read they have like the autonomous cars that they don't have on the roads yet. They have it around their campus that just drives people around from like one place to another in the whole lot. So I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know if crazy is the word, but you know what I mean.
You're crazy.
Talk about crazy, dude. You know what's crazy? That's 2 weeks away from either disaster or the greatest thing that's ever hit the planet.
What is that?
Stadia.
Oh,
It's gonna be shit. To be honest with ourselves.
Well, I am honest with
Not gonna
myself
hopes
since I've used it, Kelsey. Have you used it? No. You can keep eating.
I used it.
Oh, you did you?
No.
Oh, I figured. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure the first day is gonna be trash because everyone and their grandmother's gonna be trying to access it at once, and they'll get a glimpse of what the load will be.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully they're not like Blizzard or every other company, and they actually assume that people are hyped about it because they
Have
seem to
been
be pretty on top
marketing
of
it.
Yeah.
They've been marketing it pretty hard. Like any website that has the Google Ads the Google Ads plugin on their site, I see the Stadia commercial over and over, and they should know that I've already ordered one already. Like they stopped telling me about it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I get it. I bought it already. I'm not gonna convince if other people haven't gotten it yet, they're not gonna get it. Like the people who want this already pre-ordered it.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I think the idea is really great. I probably won't ever use it because I won't ever really have a reason to. But it's the way shit is.
Yeah, like the people who are gonna want to play, who want to use Stadia, already got it. Like I don't know I don't know what the attach rate's gonna be from here on out, but it's just not like people who believe in this thing hardcore already got it. The rest of them are just like skeptical about it and are waiting, but sometimes waiting is what's the downfall of the thing because they're like, oh, I mean, we keep waiting, so but they don't see cash coming in and goodbye. There's games that happen that follow the same story,
do you feel as immersed in a game when you compare something that you hold in your hand versus sitting in your living room on a 50 plus something screen
60.
with controller in your hand and surround sound?
What was the first option? Sorry.
Pretty much a handheld, like a phone or something like that. Do you feel that the immersion is the same?
That's not.
I'm asking you personally.
I don't know. I don't do that.
You don't? I thought you play games on your phone.
No, Brian plays a lot of games on his phone. I don't. Besides Pokemon Go, when I'm like on the shitter.
All right, so when you get Stadia, that would be one of the benefits, right? Is that you'll be able to play on your phone?
Yeah.
He's not
So
going
I'm
to,
just
but he can.
Yeah, I don't see myself like because if I'm going anywhere, I'm usually the one driving, so I'm not gonna be able to like as I'm driving on a highway, put it on cruise control, let go of the wheel, and be like, oh, let's load up some Borderlands.
Well, I mean, like it's just the whole idea that they're selling is that it's accessible from anywhere, right? That's that's probably like the biggest selling point.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like,
well, the biggest selling point is not the okay. Go ahead.
So the thing is, it's like you can be anywhere. You could be
with an internet connection, with a stable internet connection, not anywhere.
Which in most cases, I'll assume most people have internet connection unless they don't want to tap into their data.
They don't have. Not most people. That's a common misconception. Not. You'd be surprised the percentage of people who don't have internet.
Well, I'm going to say people that I associate with or that's within my circle.
Oh, the VIP
have access to internet.
Randall's VIP section. Dude.
There ain't no VIP section. It's just that most people I know have a smartphone.
Okay.
And if they're not using Wi-Fi, they're using their data. So my question is like, it was about the whole immersive thing because that was one of my drawbacks with Stadia. It's like, okay, it's cool that you don't need a console. A+ for that. I'm cool with that. That's awesome. But it's the whole relying on internet, which I've already had my whole spiel about that, so I'm not going to go back and tell it again. But it's the whole idea that do I personally, Randall, feel that I'm going to be as immersed in a game that I'm playing on my monitor at X amount of 4K pixels, you know what I mean, with surround sound or partial surround sound with a controller in my hand versus like, okay, I'm going to try to play this game on my smartphone.
You don't have to play it
on
on
your phone.
Yeah,
The whole
you don't
point
have
is
to.
that you don't need to spend X amount of money to play a game. You don't need a console. You don't need a PC that can run something. It's just convenience whenever you want it.
You have to think of this,
That can mean
Randall.
in your 4K monitor. It can be your phone, but it doesn't have to be your phone.
You have to consider this the next step that almost all other media has. Before music, you need to buy CDs. It went digital, and then now when's the last time you bought a CD, Randall?
I didn't know you could still buy CDs.
Wow. Well,
Some stores you can't.
movies. It was what? You see them on TBS, then DVDs and VHSs, and then again they went digital. You can still buy Blu-rays and UHDs and stuff, no problem, and that's fine. Those for the people like Kelsey who like to have his hardware at home and like push it to the limit, like it's like his car. Like the people treat their PC. Some the nerds PC is a gearhead's car, and they want to keep adding more and more stronger parts, faster parts, and that's there's no way I'm not going to be able to convince Kelsey of that. Especially if people have already dropped $2,000 on their PC, and you're going to tell them, yeah, I can get that kind of quality for just how much the game costs. Like they're going to be like, what? No, it's they. And you also have customization. Like you can mod your games on PCs. Like I'm sure on Stadia you're not gonna be able to do that. It's just whatever the game is, you run it. That's it. It's the same thing like with consoles. Like console, you can mod it, but then at that point you're probably breaking warranty, etc., etc. But
it would be pretty cool if you could like load your Steam account, Stadia, and then play whatever game you have on there. You know, for like people who buy the really high-end games but don't have the computer to run it, so they run it in some shit quality.
Yeah.
Just because they want to play the game. Like it would be really awesome if you already own it and go, hey Google, I already own this. Please just let me play it.
Yeah, I can see that slowly becoming a thing because they're allowing subscriptions, like Uplay Plus. So if you subscribe to Uplay Plus on your desktop, you can just go on Stadia and play whatever's on that service, and I think it's gonna be a lot of games. So if they come to agreement with Steam and they share like some of the profit, like some of the sale, that can be possible, and that'd be freaking ridiculous to just share licenses like that. Like the Movies Anywhere thing I told you about, Randall, where you can buy a movie in one place and watch it on like 6 different platforms.
That's crazy.
Like if they can come to an agreement with that, I mean, this is like far end. Like this, I don't think that's gonna happen like the first year Stadia comes out. But Brian looked like you were gonna say something.
EA's made a deal with Steam for their All Access Pass, so it could be a thing later on with Stadia and Steam.
We'll see. I mean, I'm sure Steam's open to it as long as they get their cut, you know? Same with Google. As long as they get a cut of the sale, like if someone buys it on Steam, that's also on Stadia and they want to use it, like they want to get a cut. Because as much as infinite space as Google seems to have on their storage, they still got to make some money, you know?
Side note, if you want to know any information, like all the details as far as like nutrition facts and who makes the best brand and who makes the best one for
You mean what is the best brand? Not who makes the best brand?
Yeah,
no,
I guess.
Who makes the best brand is technically a valid statement because
that's more. Anyway, my whole point is that, if you want to know about protein bars and you want to know the best protein bars, you either holler at your boy Brizzle because he has protein bars on deck. I think he's eating one. He's eating one right now. What kind of protein bar are you eating right now? What you recommend? What's hot in the streets right now?
Let me see what's hot in the streets right now. What is this? Fiber One protein.
Fiber One?
Yeah, it doesn't have too much protein. It's only 6 grams protein, right? But low sugar, low calories, right? Sodium's low. You got to make sure the sodium's low.
Why are we advertising Fiber One? They're not giving me money.
You know what? For the people who have cholesterol issues, it's low on cholesterol too, so it's safe for you.
I think
Have you ever had a Quest bar?
I have. Yeah, they're really good.
I really like Quest. I used to like chat on those all the time.
Yeah, the Quest bars are really, really good. I think the last one I tried was from the cookies and cream one, and they taste were fantastic.
What was that one that we used to eat all the time? Both of us used to eat it a lot. I think it was like 32 grams of protein.
Yeah, that's the Met RX one. MET-RX bars.
Do you still eat those?
I mean, randomly. Like sometimes I'll be at Wawa and I'm getting something to drink, like a Monster, and I'm like, I see them, and I'm like, yeah, I can use 32 grams of protein right now, and I do, and I eat it. I usually eat the apple one though. I have like a cookies and cream one, but that one like hurts my jaw. That's how hard it like you have to bite into it, and so.
The company that makes your oatmeal, the something thin or whatever, I don't remember what it is. Their protein bars taste like that shit's fucking great, dude.
Is it because it has sugar or like carrot? Like
it has low sugar, right? But it doesn't taste like it has low sugar. So they're probably lying to me, or they just optimize that shit because what the hell?
They might have.
One time I bit into it, and I double take like, is this not cake? That's what I did.
Oh wow! Well, how big is the bar? Because it might be that they don't need that much sugar for the amount of bar you have. So
it's normal. It's like this one. It's like this big for small. The most part, but it's thick.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
They got some weight to it. You can use it as a self-defense weapon.
That sounds like a Nokia phone. Oh my gosh!
That's been my little segment, bar in, bar out. Tune in next week.
That's what this segment's called.
It's the first thing that came to mind.
Okay, bar in, bar out. That could be a rap segment too.
Talk about rapping while eating a protein bar.
Got it. Okay. Speaking of phones, we had some people call in for donations over the weekend. Brian, don't look at me like that. I'm tired. Extra Life. We did it over the weekend. Heck yeah, I'm tired, Brian.
What was the final?
$100 in total.
That's not bad.
Okan in the chat's asking if that's Terry Crews sitting behind me. Randall, you care to your thoughts?
That's clearly Michael Clark Duncan. Okay.
I don't look like him. I don't understand why you keep making that.
What's great? What Randall should have done is since Tom Hanks. Since I was Freddie Mercury, you should have dressed up as Michael Clark Duncan from Green Mile, like have his facial hair and everything.
I do not look like him.
Okay.
You do.
You actually do, but whatever.
I don't.
Dude. You say so, dude.
Now is this a I don't look like him? Like I didn't drop the Whopper? Or
yes.
Is this
It's absolutely that.
This is you guys are the only people who say that I look like him, and I've asked several people if I look like him, and everyone says no, but y'all.
If you say
I've shown people your picture and said, hey, you know, this is Michael Clark Duncan, and they were like, yeah, he plays in the Green Mile.
And then Randall, and then Kelsey said, "Psych, this is my friend Randall." And they're like, "Oh my god, he looks just like him."
Exactly.
I was there when he did it every time. Okay.
I look like Chechen dictator Ramzan
Kadyrov. I don't know. That person could be making that up. Okan could just be making that name up. I don't know. I don't know what that looks. I don't know what he looks like. If it is a he, I don't know names. I'm tired, Okan. I think Okan made he or she was on the Extra Life for a bit.
I don't
watch
see
this
it at all.
Huh?
I don't see the resemblance at all.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't remember who, but somebody posted that I looked like some guy off of a Russian singing thing.
I was at the gym.
Like a singing.
Like a Russian singer?
Yeah, like there's like a Russian singer who was on, you know, like The Voice or whatever that other America's Got Talent type show, and they came in, they were like, "Holy shit, dude, are you so and so?" And I was like, "I don't know who that is," and no. And they were like, "Holy shit, hold on!" And they sent me a video, and I pulled it up, and I really thought I was looking here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I was there for that. It was like Kelsey did opera.
What was his name?
I don't have a clue.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
Was crying Belzy.
Oh man, I was gonna say something I completely forgot now.
So you're at the gym.
Oh, and some guy ran up to me and was like, "Yo, do you like football, but like the soccer version of football?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't watch soccer." And he's like, "You look like this one." I guess he was like an Israeli player or something. I don't know. And the second he said that, it reminded me of Brian, how he says I look like almost inanimate object. Any inanimate object, and then it reminds me of the Rami Malek thing. Oh my god! Speaking of Rami Malek, latest episode of Mr. Robot. You ever watch a TV show where an episode where there's literally zero dialogue throughout the entire episode?
I've
seen Dragon Ball Z.
No, but that's uneventful. No dialogue. Like this episode was tense. Like literally any dialogue that was done wasn't spoken. It was all done through like face emotions or using their phones, or there was no one spoken to like the last couple seconds, and that was because from a different thing that was happening.
Didn't it seem like the episode went rather quickly?
Yes, Randall, because the entire time we were clenching our buttholes, hoping nothing bad happens. Okan says never seen Mr. Robot, but hear man positive things about it. I highly recommend it. Like I think it's a great show.
Even if you were to not care about the plot, at least from like a technical standpoint of how they make the show, there's a lot of interesting things. So like camera angles are a big thing there. They use sound cues fairly well.
Oh, they had quite the cuts this episode. You'll see. Episode 5 is we're already on 5, by the way. I don't even know how many, but hopefully a lot more, because I don't want it to end, but I want it to end.
Predictions?
No, we can't because Brian hasn't seen it. The latest.
No predictions of the end.
Brian, are you completely caught up?
I mean, just in theory, just based off of what you've seen so far, like everything that you've consumed with this entire series and last season and all that stuff like that. Based the way things are going, knowing the antagonist and how said person deals with things.
Okay, well then, Brian, what you've seen episode 4, right? Okay.
Wait, why is it?
Why are you thinking we're not putting him back on? We're not spoiling him. I'm asking you, what episode have you seen?
No, I'm not asking.
I'm trying to tell you.
Tell me what.
I'm trying to answer Anthony, and you're here going on a fucking rant. I haven't seen this week's episode, so if you're gonna do it, Randall says I can take my headphones off because you can insinuate something based off of the episode I haven't seen.
No, my question is more generalized. It's more like, do you think Elliot's gonna die? Do you think his sister's gonna die?
Oh, like just overarching who makes it to the end?
Yeah, nothing like intricate or like specific.
I don't know. They've been building up to like since like the first episode of this season. Like Elliot's doing this to save Darlene. Muffin's in the chat asking if I've seen No Game No Life yet. I'm watching No Game No Life after I finish JoJo, and I think after I finish JoJo Part 3, and I only have 18 more episodes for that part to end. Then I'm watching No Game No Life, and then I'm gonna finish off JoJo. Because No Game No Life, I think Kelsey said it's only like 12 episodes, and they're only 20 minutes, so I can blast through that like in an evening, I guess. Or like I can binge it and get it over with, you know? Not in a bad way, get it over with, but I mean like I can finish it. And I kind of need a break.
To Megalobox, have you?
No. He says, bro, it's your dream anime, literally made for you. I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life, just trying to make it better. Got it. I'm going to watch it. I'm not like pushing it off for like indefinite. I'm watching JoJo, and that has a crap load of episodes. And right now, like I think I'm gonna need a break from JoJo because it's going through like a little it's getting a little formulaic, and I'm like I might need a break from it. So hopefully, No Game No Life is the thing to keep it fresh, and then I'll go back and watch JoJo. Because I know they have to go and find. Okan says, "What's so good about JoJo?" it's for me. I like it because it's very out of like over the top, very if I can say fabulous. Like these men, like
Flamboyant.
very flamboyant anime. So like they're big, like built, like swole men doing like flamboyant things, but they're not at all like homosexual or all like maybe a couple characters are, but not like it has nothing to do with like the plot. They're just over the top crazy and it's just silly and it's funny. And the pacing is depending on like the arc goes really fast, so things happen really quickly. A lot of things get done, but I don't know. It's
all I keep thinking is, man, these dudes used to play football with each other. How do you go from playing football to current situation? Like that's a complete. That's not even that's worse than the complete 180.
The thing is, I think the thing is, it starts off with like two specific characters, and then one character completely wrongs one, and then the other character in a way that you can relate to, like human, like I don't want to spoil it if you're gonna see it or not, but they wrong him, and then you want that character dead. That's how badly he wronged you.
Dead, D-E-D?
Like DEDDEAD, like dead. All right. And then now we have the series. Like he's trying to like get at him, and then something happens that makes it difficult for him to get at him, and you just want to see him get the beating of a lifetime. That's why I'm watching it, and I think that's why this is getting formulaic for me, because I'm like, I get it. These stands are cool. Like, but I just fight this man already.
Fight Club.
I don't know. It's like 40 something episodes for this part, and I'm like, okay, And the combat's always 1-on-1. It's not like what like Naruto started like that, but then they started figuring out how to do like team battles, and they start using like their stand, like their abilities together and making cool things. That hasn't happened yet in a way that I'd like to see. Besides one part when they were in the desert, but that was a dog, so like the dog didn't have a choice. We'll see. Once I take the break and watch No Game to Life and come back, see if I still care. And that's my JoJo update. What are we doing? Oh, Extra Life. That's right. We ended up getting $100 in total. That's kind of double what we did last. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. So yeah, I didn't have to shave my head. I don't have to worry about a drunk stream. I don't have to worry about another 24 hours. Because there wasn't enough kind-hearted people watching my stream.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I was really hoping for the shaving of the head.
Honestly. Yeah, to be honest, same here. Like I thought, because it would have been for like I'd be like I shaved my head, but I raised $1,000 for kids, But no.
I'm kind of disappointed in Jambi as a person altogether.
Yeah, just straight disappointed in Jambi. Like every time I see him on my chat, I'm like, I haven't banned him yet.
Yeah, that's the worst part. He wouldn't give to kids, but he supports that shitty fucking WoW game every month.
Yeah, those $15 this year that he spent on WoW could have been in my Extra Life, but no, let's keep throwing it at WoW, dude.
Nuts in his chat next time he streams.
I guess. Oh, but yeah, Extra Life was fun. Mostly played Modern Warfare. Then we got to play a bit of Teamfight Tactics. Brian, what did you think of Teamfight Tactics?
So the first auto chess game that I played by accident because I didn't know it was an auto chess game was the Dota one. The Dota Underlord is like, oh shit, it looks like some type of I thought it was like a turn-based, kind of like Fire Emblem kind of game, but on a board. I basically thought it was like, okay, so yeah, like chess, not auto. So like, this looks interesting. Let me try it. Turns out it's auto chess. I didn't finish the tutorial for the Dota one when I played it because I was just so turned off by that kind of game where I just watch things happen that I just like fucking uninstalled it. And there was an anniversary for League of Legends where like just for playing that one game you would get a bunch of rewards, and there was one of these little quests where you had to play each mode I think twice that's in League, and one of them was Teamfight Tactics, and it gives you enough to get a whole character. I was like, fuck it, let me try this one. Teamfight Tactics seems a lot simpler, or at least maybe just better presentation than the Dota one. So it's easier to get lost into, or it's easier to just autopilot into it. I'm still like mad in terms of the genre, but I don't know. This was fun because I can just listen to music and do the bare minimum, but still consider myself playing a game.
You don't really seem to have to do much. You literally just, pick a character, pick some other stuff, and then go to sleep.
Yeah, so for the most part, it's just, hey, me pick certain characters that are part of certain like warrior style or they come from a certain faction. You put enough together, you get buffs. Sometimes team wide, sometimes not. You put items on them, and then you lost to that guy. To tune it up, see if it works. Oh, you won, optimize it. Oh, you lost, change something. This is like it's what 30 seconds of gameplay, and then you watch a fight, then 30 seconds of gameplay. So it's relaxing. It's not like I'm playing fucking with how long Dragon Ball. I'm assuming you guys watch Dragon Ball or have seen at some point how long matches last in Dragon Ball. We have to be constantly fucking thinking or doing something. It's nice to just like turn my brain off and just listen to Frank Ocean or something, but still play something. It's just engages your mind just enough so that you don't feel like you're just actually against people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I played Dota Underlords, and I mean, I think I said my piece when I did on an earlier episode. The auto chess in it's literally auto, and it's randomized. So sometimes you'll get a good character at the beginning, sometimes you won't. The things that drop, the things in your shop that you use to get more characters, it's random. So it's a very random based game. So it's hard for me to take it seriously because it's so random. It's like playing cards with like a friend of yours. Like if you're playing Goldfish or something, like I guess there's a certain level of skill there, but so playing Teamfight Tactics, it's just the same. For me, it felt like the same, just a different heroes because it's not the same game. So it was great to pass time and that on during Extra Life while we just took a break. I guess I took a break from heavy Modern Warfare, shooting up people for 6 hours straight. Then I took a break, played that, and then went back to Modern and ended it with Modern Warfare again. Anyway, so I just played a lot of Modern Warfare. But Teamfight Tactics, if you like the auto chess, if you played a Dota Underlords and you're like, I wonder if Teamfight Tactics is any good. For me, it was the same, just different heroes.
I think the UI, everything's just presented in not a stressful way. With the Dota one, I don't know, it feels clunky. I don't know how to explain it.
Not a stressful way.
Everything about Dota is just a more stressful, complex MOBA. Because when I at least to me, when I compare Dota and League, Dota is Siege, League is Call of Duty. It's more arcadey, at least to me. It's more forgiving. Like, well, if you run out there and you get sniped 3 times, well, guess what? You can just go out there and just throw a fucking hatchet and boom, you got a kill or something like that. Whereas with fucking Dota, if you fall behind a bit or like one of your guys dies, like in Siege, when I have a whole man down against people or against an entire team, it's just maybe that's why I didn't want to play the Underlords, because when I see Dota, I remember how fucking stressful it is. But yeah, I don't know. League is easier to get in. The League one feels easier to get into.
Also going to mention, Okan in the chat was asking, he never understood what's so fun about these types of games like Teamfight Tactics or League of Legends. Well, it's a simple answer. It's like what they find it fun. Like if you don't understand why it's fun, it's because it's not fun to you. Some people love to go home and play NBA 2K19. They love it. Why? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like those games at all.
For Okan would be, what kind of games do you like to play and why? And then I'm assuming one of those reasons why is something that can relate to somebody else with these games.
Yeah.
Let's say like playing puzzle games, and your reason is because you like to challenge your mind. Well, games that are PvP, like it's like MOBAs and fighting games, you're basically figuring out a puzzle, but it's not just a static one. You're trying to figure out a whole person and figure out what they're doing, how to punish said things, and inevitably finish the puzzle.
It's a faster game. It's a reactive version of chess, where you don't. It's not, hey, your turn, now my turn. It's, here's my turn. You better react for your turn quickly, or I'm going again. So, what are we talking about after this? Teamfight, and that's it. It was fun. It was a lot easier this year to get through it. Even when I was feeling a bit sleepy. I got like a second wind, a third wind, then had like a monster and it was fine. Then I started just acting really stupid to keep myself awake, to make myself laugh near the end, and it worked out. So yeah, same time next year, guys. You can go to ADLRplays.com for a link to my Extra Life page if you want to donate whenever throughout the year. It usually ends at the end of the year and it starts up again beginning of next year. What else?
I'm surprised you didn't flame Extra Life for not working correctly.
They were. I found out why. They emailed me back. They were DDoSed.
Oh, nice.
And who does
So
that?
some a-hole decided it would be funny to DDoS Extra Life during game day.
Of course.
Who DDoS is a charity site?
So yeah, I kind of have to apologize to Extra Life on stream instead of flame them because I blamed them the entire stream, and there was nothing they could do because they were getting DDoSed. So my apologies to Extra Life.
Bastard, Anthony, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude. Pile it on, dude. It wasn't their fault.
As bad as the DDoSers, man. Flaming a charity? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, dude.
But that's what it turned out. I like the setup we had where everybody was just up. It's not so much that everyone was up here, it's that it's just everybody was like in the same area.
Yeah, because it was easier to riff off each other and just have a conversation. And we had enough mics, everyone was on stream, so we can hear the conversation, and it was just like a chill LAN party.
Too. Yeah, I heard orgy, and I'll address that later, but I'm just gonna finish my thought. It's better than like the years before, whenever you have your setup up there and then down here, and then you just hear bleeding in the middle, but it's not actual like interaction between the two.
Well, I mean that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We don't have a studio here, so I mean the only way we can do it is. Do I have a studio now? Is that what that was?
Look behind you.
And Randall's just naked. What's wrong? You don't want to be naked, Randall?
Not around no dudes, no.
What's wrong with being naked around dudes?
It's weird.
They can give you pointers.
Huh? I don't need
give you pointers. They give you a few tips.
There you go. That's a better one.
I'm good.
How good were you at the end of Detroit Become Human, Randall?
I was completely and thoroughly satisfied. It's a beautiful game.
So, I mean, you're kind of late to the party here. That game came out in 2018. You ended up picking it up this year, I guess? Or did you already have it and just never played it?
I didn't have it that long, but I had it for a little while. I just didn't... I kind of figured that when I played it, I was going to be like...
Binging it?
Yeah. So the Extra Life was a perfect time to play it. Because I got to play...
To completion.
Play games for 24 hours. So I played... So I originally played it to a part where, like... I was like, dang, man, I don't like this. So I went back and did something and made a different decision on...
No, you're like Kelsey, dude. No, that's not how you're supposed to play those games, dude.
What do you mean?
To them, dude.
The point of those, you have to commit to the decisions you make, not go back.
I only did it one time.
That's all you need, and you already ruined the experience.
I didn't ruin the experience. Not for me.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. The person who shot the trigger is gonna be like, I'm not guilty. Yeah, I just defended myself. No. You committed murder, Randall.
It wasn't like that. It was more so like I didn't understand what certain things meant, like out of the options.
And Randall, in real life, if you make a decision you didn't understand at the time, you think you can just hit reverse?
Yeah, but you get in real life, you get to ask, you get to inquire, like, what the heck do you mean? Like, blah blah blah.
Always.
This is
not always, Randall. Like that's. You think
if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I usually have that opportunity to get that person to explain to me what they mean.
You just answered your own question. You just said usually.
Because I've never had a situation where if I didn't understand them, I couldn't find out what they meant.
Okay, well, you had it in that game and you ruined it.
I could put a gun to Anthony's head and tell you to make a decision.
Yeah,
if you ever have a stomach ache and you're like, am I going to shit myself or not? And you have to act quickly. You can't, like, well, wait, do I have to shit? How do I normally feel not to shit? No, you got to act.
I was going to recommend other games to him that are like the same way, but if he's over here going to just go back a save and change options and forget it. Tell us your non-destroyed experience of a choice-based game, Randall. Go ahead.
And
I'm not allowed replay value.
when you're completely done with the story, sure.
That's what I did.
No, you didn't. You said you went back.
The night that I beat the game, Brian asked me, he said, how many times did you beat it? And I said twice. It's because I went through it the first time.
Randall, that's not what you said on camera. Like, it's recorded. You said you made a decision and you're like, oh no, I don't like this, and went back. That's what you said. Yeah,
because when I said I didn't like this, I did not like the outcome of the game. Like at the end, I didn't like what happened. So I went back and changed the decision and then played it through again. And then I was happy with the ending.
Okay, we have no proof of that, but we'll have to believe you and take your word for it. Go ahead. How was it? Because you're a liar, Randall. You said the Whopper didn't drop, so go ahead.
Ooh.
Okay. Anyway.
It was stressful. Continue.
I
really, Randall?
What's the question?
Oh my! Your thoughts? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? You're giving your impressions, dude.
I don't know. Does it matter if you're not going to believe what I say?
There's actual listeners, Randall.
Anyway,
believe it or not, there's people who listen to this.
The game, like I said, the game was beautiful. The replay value is really high for me, which is a rare thing. Like I can't really tell you how many games that I've played where I'm like, man, I need to play this immediately again.
Tekken?
That's not the same type of game, though.
No, but you beat the story mode multiple times, you said. To get the Akuma thing?
No, it's just one time.
Oh, I thought you told... Okay. Never mind. I thought you...
You don't have to, like, once you beat do the story in Tekken, there's no reason to go through it again.
I thought you said you had to do something special to get the Akuma.
After you beat it the first time, you get those extra missions where you get to fight against, like, Devil, Kazuya, and Shin Akuma.
That all happens...
after you beat it.
Yeah, that all happens in the same run.
Oh, then I retract my statement. My apologies.
You fight them in the story. Then there's a harder version of the fight after you beat the story that you can choose to do separately.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, I got it. Like a plus. I know what you mean. Like a EX version of the fight.
Basically a one boss rush.
Okay. All right, go for it, Ren. So he's acting. How was the acting in it? Because usually for
really good
Quantic Dreams, they usually have a lot of mocap, heavy mocap on the performances. So
this was also mocapped.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying that's their thing. They did Heavy Rain.
But the performance was good. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember some of the actors' names, unfortunately, but there are some people that you do know
that you've seen like in live action stuff.
They're not no-name actors. One of them is from...
Is it Norman Reedus?
No, come on, man. It's I'm not gonna waste time trying to figure out.
Okay, then move on.
It's some good actors
and
actress. The story is so first of all, just a little backstory about me in games and movies and stuff like that.
It all started in New York. I was a little man with a big heart. Go ahead. That was your backstory.
I'm not a super critic, so it's very...
Can you please define super critic?
I was going to.
Okay.
I can very easily immerse myself into a game or a story or a movie or whatever and take out the side of me that is critical of performance, visual effects, stuff like that. Not saying that I don't notice it, but I can still allow myself to be fully submerged into the story. So with that being said, this story was very, very good to me. May not be to some people, but it was very good to me because I was the entire time I was fully engaged. They had me committed. And I was to a point where I was really I really cared about the characters in the game. You follow three main people. One of them name is Connor, the other one is Kara, and the third one is Marcus. All of them being androids. And every story for each person is very in-depth, very touching, and very relatable. Not just it kind of translates segregation that you would experience in real life, but it's segregation towards androids and how, you know, like some races look down on other races because blah, 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 X, Y, Z. So it's kind of the same thing with the androids and what they go through. And these androids, they feel like they're just another species, just like human beings, who develop feelings, who have rights, who should get equality and stuff like that. And because in the game, when they're introduced, they're pretty much their servants. Like they're basically like they cook, they clean, you know, they do things like that. They do a lot of the heavy lifting, you know, like all that stuff like that.
They use it as a service.
And of course, when you have that, there's for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So because of that, then that means that there are humans who lose their jobs to these androids. So of course, that's just going to fuel why they hate the androids. To the point where you have people out protesting and you got people who want to kill them and all that stuff like that or whatever. And these androids, like, they have feelings and they fear and all that stuff. Even though physically they're stronger than human beings and probably more intelligent or superior just about in every way, they still fear humans. They still fear their life because they was getting gunned down in the streets like they were dogs, man. And it was sad.
I got a question for you, Randall. So you remember, I think it was a couple podcast episodes ago, maybe it's been a real life conversation where you said, no, it was in the car, and you said that robots or androids, whatever, aren't people because they can't feel certain emotions that humans can? Something along those lines.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
What
matter.
was the conversation?
How it started, but we were in the car and you're saying that robots, something along the lines of robots can't actually feel emotions. That's a human thing.
I might have said that, yeah.
I mean, he said it multiple times beyond that point. That's his stance when I bring up any sort of cybernetic enhancements. That's his stance. So it's not like a one-off thing.
After you playing this and you saying what you're saying right now, do you still believe it?
I mean, if it's anything like the games, then no.
Well, Randall, that's the case when I get my cybernetic enhancements, Randall.
What does that have to do?
I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
What?
You're still gonna have a human brain. It's not even the same thing at all.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, I got to make everybody know that when the time comes, there's going to be a Cyber Tony.
So I think what would have made the game even better for Randall is if he had streamed. We got to see his reaction.
Yo, talk about it. Talk about it, Kel. Preach, my brother. Preach.
Like, why are you supporting what he's saying?
Because he's not lying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have watched you play it.
I would have. If there was ever a game that I would really love to watch him play, that was the game. Like
people like to watch those games where you have to make decisions, like huge decisions like that, and they can like watch you do it. They'll have a conversation with you, like, "Oh, why'd you do it like that?" Like Okan in the chat's asking if you did it peaceful or violent. The revolution. That to me means nothing. But
of course, I went peaceful.
Oh, so he went peaceful. Like I'm sure other people, above it, Real Yigan did it violently.
What happened?
He said, "Man, I killed everybody except one."
Really?
That's what that's how somebody played it.
Jeez.
And
I was trying to preserve everybody, man. I was trying to make sure everybody survived. And it's tough, man. These conversations, man. There's so much ripple effects. It's not even funny, man. Like. What?
Have me join the chat just to say I got to hear Randall say "dag nabbit" and that's all I wanted. Because he was
like when something comes up, he's like, "Oh snap!"
They actually got to hear him say it because while we were streaming Extra Life, the door was open and Javi was over here. So when Randall got frustrated or he says "dag" or something, they all got to hear it, which would have been great if it was streamed because then everybody else got to hear it. Randall, you can probably sell shirts that says "dag nabbit" with your face on it.
It's a bit much, but
and if you smile, you look just like Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
I mean, Randall's just sleeping on the money he could be making right now, but whatever.
So the game, back to the game. I don't know what else to say about like its praise. It was really, really good, man. It's definitely like within my top 10 games that I played within the past year.
That's not gonna be the list. It's 2019. Don't Trina this thing.
No, we've had this conversation already. I understand that. I said that I played within the last year.
Okay,
I didn't say as my top 10 list for 2019.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I strongly recommend to anybody to play this game. Now, if you're a person who does not like QTEs, then you're not gonna like that aspect of the game because it is
That's the only
heavy QTE.
That's because those type of games they need to rely on it to keep you engaged.
I mean, there's some parts of the game where you have free control and you're actually controlling the character and you're doing stuff.
But those sections I gotta tell you what you do. You just walk around and interact with whatever object that's in the room.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess the QTE stuff didn't bother me because I was so like involved or engaged in the story that whenever a QTE came up, it was so pertinent to the story that I was like, I need to do this. I need to get this done because if not, it changes junk, man. Like I remember when I was in high school, man.
I was a little man with a big heart.
First of all, I was never little.
Oh, you hear that, ladies?
Anyway,
slanging.
That's not what I'm talking. But back to what I'm saying. When I was in high school, I used to always say, "Man, they need to make games where you have to make decisions, and those decisions have ripple effects. Like they affect the entire game." and like we have that now, and it's crazy because like I think I've played other games where that's a factor, that what you say or do or pretty much your actions have repercussions.
Yeah.
But this is like
on another level.
Yeah, man. Like it's just it's not only what you choose to do with the character, but it's also how you carry on conversations with people. It's like say for example, let's say you know that I took your car last night and I went joyriding or whatever, and then I brought it back and it was like on empty or something like that. You know, but I don't know you know. So
whoa. Okay, no, I got it. I follow now.
But let's say you're trying to get certain information out of me. Now you can obviously go on full force and say, I know you did blah 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 because this the X, Y, and Z.
And hit him with the snaps.
But
I know you took my car last night.
But even though you have that information, depending on how you deliver or how you come at me can affect whether or not you get the information that you're actually looking for. Mm-hmm. Even if you already know exactly what happened. So it was situations like that where like I'm having a conversation with a person and I know for sure they were involved. Uh-huh. But if I don't choose to use my words tactfully, this person, and you communicate with Android, so like if their stress level gets really high, then they'll self-destruct. And then you won't get the information from them because they're dead.
Okay, let me back up, Randall. I can stress someone out till they explode.
Yeah. I mean, they don't explode. They basically commit suicide.
Okay.
But this is only happened with one particular Android. That's not like a universal thing among all Androids.
Okay.
But
I'm like, I'm just gonna go around this game just making everyone just
no. That's not a thing.
It's stressing them out.
That's not something that you could repeatedly do. It was just with this one particular Android because he was very
neurotic.
Pizza was aggressive.
He was he felt really bad about the situation he was in and what took place. So he was already in a vulnerable state. He was already in the mindset of being suicidal. So it's like if you keep pushing him, then he's just gonna, But anyway, yeah, man. Like I recommend to anybody to play this game. Visually it was beautiful. Again, the gameplay is limited because it's all really based on running around, hit interaction, and QTEs. Mm-hmm. But the story is really good, and I definitely give it a thumbs up, man.
I'm pretty sure you haven't played this, but since you like being able to go back on an idea without having to do a new save, there's a whole game like this where that's the main gimmick, and that's Life is Strange. Where you go over here and you can sneeze on somebody, being like, I don't want to do that. She can control time and go back to before you sneezed on them.
That's the first season, yeah. The first season you play as a person who can kind of manipulate time, so she can go back to prevent things from happening. and I don't want to spoil it, but that kind of snowballs into things.
And then in terms of stress level, I couldn't finish the game because of how stressed I got.
Speaking of going back in time, hey Brian, did you know that you could go back in time and
in Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
And then he just disconnects.
Yeah. I have a couple of questions for Randall and then like a statement. Did you ever play Beyond Two Souls?
No.
I did. I ended up playing it.
Beyond Two Souls is. Make sure. Hang on.
That's the one with Ellen Page. Yeah, that's the one with Ellen Page.
Yeah, so that one was actually really cool. Like, if you like, really immersive stories and like, having things. I don't remember if it was as big of a, decision-making game, but it's made by the same company, I believe, that made Detroit.
Yes,
and
it is Quantum Dream. Or Quantic Dream, something like that.
And the whole like decision-making thing, like that's been around for a long time. From what I've seen anyway, Detroit Becoming Human is the first one that like recently that does
a lot of choices.
Yeah. So like if you make a decision, it really has a ripple effect. Like it's not just, oh, you can't access this one area. No, this is like people live, people die. It can kind of change the whole story of the game type thing. Like we were really kind of hoping for that with Dragon Age, because that was what they were like talking about was, you make a decision and it changes the whole game, the way the whole game is played. It really didn't. Like,
nope.
You make decisions and you could either talk your way out of it later, or it was like a minor setback for something that you were trying to, and it was really kind of disappointing because it really, the whole point of like replaying it a whole bunch of times is to like do all the different options, figure out how it really changed. And playing, I played through that like twice and realized that it really doesn't make any sort of difference.
Gotcha.
Another huge reason why I really like playing this game was because it also made me it gave me like is it Arkham Knight? Well, it's pretty much all of Batman's, but particularly Arkham Knight, like the whole detective mode. So when you solve cases or you're trying to figure out what happened, I think it's really cool how it's done. It reminded me a lot of the Batman games with the detective mode, but it's a little more involved, and it's cool because it's like that's another thing why I like this game. Nothing is nothing. There are sometimes like every time you finish a section of the game, it shows you a flow chart, and that flow chart, it like opens up a web of like, if you made the decision, then it takes you down this path, or if you made this decision, then it takes you down this path, or so on and so forth. So it's like not only can you make different decisions, it's based on what decisions you make. It's based on how you choose to talk to people changes the outcome or which path you end up going down. How you talk to people and how you interact with people affect how they deal with you throughout the game. I mean, like all the way to the end of the game. Like there was a situation where I'm constantly interacting with this person throughout the game, and when you get to the end, your relationship with this person plays a major role. Depending on how you've dealt with them, would determine it has an effect on the end of the game. What was the other thing? Oh, and when you're doing the whole detective mode thing, it's like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's time sensitive. So like there's this human cop that I'm working with, and he's like, if I'm taking too long trying to gather evidence and figure out what happened or how this murder was done, he'll be like, man, I'm about to leave. But like I've seen everything I need to see. And then like your character will like, just give me 5 more minutes or whatever. So now you're rushing to try to gather all this evidence and figure out exactly what happened.
And then he starts overheating and then he explodes, or
oh man.
Oh, okay, just that one guy, got it. My first taste of the story-driven thing that I got 100% come behind was first season of The Walking Dead by Telltale. It's not as vast as I'm sure it's not as vast as excuse me as Detroit Become Human in terms of like the ripple effect, but it was the game that put them on the map, and it will put narrative-driven games on the table because that won awards that year because it was like the writing was great, the characters were memorable, like it was.
You remember?
Aw. He couldn't even say while looking at the camera, dude.
What do you say?
I almost got in trouble the other day with Shannon because I do that shit all the time. And what was it? Oh, she's like talking about getting away from the red meats because I really like steak and burgers, beef, and that kind of stuff. She's like, it's high in fat content, and I was like, you're so pretty.
And what'd she say?
She was like, you almost said it. You almost said it. I was like, but I didn't.
So take that. I mean, you're technically right. So, but yeah, like this narrative-driven stuff, like that was a bit long time ago. That was before I got over the whole QTE stuff. Because even then, I'm pretty sure if I played the first season of Walking Dead, I'll get over. I wouldn't. I'll be like, oh, the QTE stuff again. Like I'm so done with it. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't age well in terms of moment-to-moment gameplay because it is walk around. Oh, look, you found the nail or something. Hit interact. You'll hold that later. Like it feels like a point-and-click adventure game, but you're just moving around. You're just moving your characters in 3D world.
One that was most interesting to watch, at least you play, which is probably your best streamed game, was Wolf Among Us.
Oh man, I loved Wolf Among Us.
So
that was another one that was
what I was
really
doing
good.
just to fucking watch that game.
Wolf Among Us was really cool mostly because I didn't know Fables was a thing. So then after I finished that game, I started reading the comics, and it's basically all like the fairy tale people, like the Snow White, Wolfman, like all the people were living in society with us, and they were like casted off as the same thing like the androids, but fables. They were called fables, like fairy tale people with powers and stuff. So, but they were like the X-Men. They were like, oh my god, we don't want them in our lives or whatever, and they were pushed off, so they had to find a way to live with society within our society. And Wolfman was a loosely detective,
Like the
hard-boiled
dirty cop.
Yeah, like hard-boiled detective, and that season was fantastic because you're trying to solve a murder and stuff, and it's awesome. I highly recommend that too.
It's really well done. I would say it's from the Telltale games. It's
I had someone follow me on Mixer, Taylor Ewert, and he put 69 because it's episode 69, and the cat bot that Mixer has built in blocked his comment because he put 69. Don't worry, I didn't put that on purpose. I get it. I see it crossed off. It was funny.
The two Telltale games, I'm like, they actually wowed me. Or actually, there's season 1 of Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us. The worst one that at least I saw you play by far is the Batman one.
Yeah,
that was so trash.
Like I tried to like it the first couple episodes, but by the end of that season, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this anymore.
That's the only one I just fell asleep through multiple times. That's how boring it was.
Unfortunately. I guess that's it. You already said you strongly recommend Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
PC version's supposed to be coming out this year. Excited.
I thought it hadn't come out yet.
Don't. So when I looked it up, it said pre-purchase.
Oh, okay, because I know it was supposed to be an Epic exclusive for a bit. I thought they got it early or something. Speaking about getting it early, but not
pre-purchase. It doesn't have it doesn't have a available date other than. But
2019.
I was reading around and saying it's supposed to come out, fall of this year. Well, seeing as fall's basically over,
and you still don't have it.
Do you know if Cyberpunk's supposed to be anything like this?
It's yes and no.
It's made by the people. It's not going to be like.
Because that game you're playing is strictly narrative. You're only going forward at all times. The Cyberpunk is a world, and you're going to talk to people, and their story. You can completely miss story arcs by not talking to people. It's you're living in their world. That makes sense?
Just play the 2 Witcher games that exist, and you'll see.
Yo, what the heck was that?
He gave me a spark, and it was like a mermaid dog or mermaid thing. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. It's on the Mixer.
Yeah, it's a CD. That's what I'm saying. It's a CD Projekt game. It would be like The Witcher. Play Witcher 2 and 3 because there was only 2 that came out. There was never a first game. And you'll see, especially Witcher 3, you'll see how big the world's gonna be. It's supposed to be bigger than this.
And it's basically like you have decisions, but it's not gonna like if you do a quest from some like lone guy in the city. Yeah, that story arc is gonna have decisions and they can end differently, but it may or may not impact the main story, whatever the heck that is.
Well, that's not the main story. In Witcher 2, there's a decision you have to make, which is basically like Civil War. Anthony picked one side, I picked the other. I was watching him play after I beat it. It's an entirely different area. Like you get a part of the narrative that you miss completely if you go the other way. Witcher 3 is just a bigger scale version of. Just play Witcher. Oh my! I love CD Projekt Red. I can't fucking wait.
I was actually going to play Heavy Rain next.
The thing I was gonna try to get across for Randall is it's not gonna be Detroit where they're just spoon feeding you the next scene. You're looking around looking for work to do. As I think you're playing agent or something. I don't know the story of Cyberpunk yet. You play as someone who has an old rock star in his head, which is a Keanu Reeves character, and silver arm or something like that. Metal arm.
Tell me too much. I don't want to know.
Oh, okay, my bad. And then you're out doing stuff, and then you come across other NPCs that are living in the world. You get quests from them. You start it's not here. Next scene. Oh, I made that decision. What happens next? And they just tell it to you. You are going to be in the world, Randall. It's a different game. Like, yes, there's decisions and stuff like that, but
I just hope that is really immersive and not like GTA.
They're not alike.
I don't know what I mean. It's open world like GTA, and there's NPCs.
Well, you know
living
how
in
like
the
in
world.
GTA, like there's a story, but it's like I don't know. I just feel disconnected with some of the stuff that goes on, even though there's a story and like you can go here or you can go there, and then there's like different side stories and stuff like that. I don't ever really feel like it matters, except for like the whole thing with Nico and his cousin or whatever. I guess.
Well, you're using the wrong GTA as an example.
That's because
I haven't played 5.
GTA game since Vice City.
No, you need to play 5.
Kelsey said, but I don't need to hear what he said.
Vice City was really good, but GTA 5 is that's it. It's a story there. Like you care about the 3 characters you play as in their own different way. Like they all have their own motives. That you can completely skip areas because you're not playing as that character at the specific time. Like GTA 5 story is worth playing, even if it has like crazy side stuff. Like I didn't play that many of the side stuff. I just played through the main story, and that has a story. So in a way, it might be like that because there is an open world. There is side stuff that you may or may not do, depending if you come across said person. You know. Kelsey with the rocks. I got a box and mixer, and looks like an Xbox One with a celebration. He's out here. Why is it Catbot? Why is the Catbot just destroying Taylor? Like he keeps. How do I change that? Chat settings. Like it keeps like blocking all of his. I don't know. I'm sorry, Taylor. Try to keep it clean. I don't know why Catbot keeps blocking you. And I can't switch it while I'm in the middle of recording, sorry. But he says GTA has always been a F-around series for me, not storytelling series. But I mean, I recommend going through the story. The story was actually engaging. They had not relatable characters, but like grounded characters with legit real-world problems. But yeah. To answer your question,
It's
go ahead.
Sale on Steam, $50.
What is?
GTA
That's
5.
on sale, $50.
15.
Oh,
As in 1.5.
Yeah, there's no way they're selling GTA 5 for $50 on sale. No one's gonna.
$30 normally.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. Like GTA 5 story is actually really good.
You said Steam?
On Steam, yeah.
Steam, yeah.
So to answer your question, Cyberpunk is yes and no. It's an open world, and you get quests the same way like GTA does. Like it's. And
I just don't want to.
But it's not the same depth.
I don't want it to be eye candy, and I don't want it to be where I feel like I'm just running around doing junk. Like I want to feel like this is a story.
That's random. There can be both. There's gonna be running around doing that.
No, I have no problem. I'm not saying that I don't want to run around. I have no problem running around. I said I don't want to feel like that's all I'm doing and that there's no story.
Okay. Brian, you're muted. Sorry. Oh, you're not? We can't hear you. Sorry, Brian. I guess moving on then. The thing that sucks is Brian's thing messed up right as I was gonna throw it to him to talk about something else. Because of course.
He just looks sad and disappointed.
Yeah, then Kelsey hit us up with the Outer Worlds. I only played an hour of it, so I don't have enough playtime to actually join you in the conversation, but
I mean, probably all you really need, because the first hour is literally spent just talking to people.
Yeah, that's the Fallout formula, to be honest, in a little bit of combat, but
so, like, starting out, I mean, I really hate when they do this, where it's like, I understand that it's an RPG, you know, there's a lot of dialogue, whatever, but it doesn't have to start out with, you know, there's like a little bit of action, and then there's 14 hours of talking, and then there's a little bit of action, and that's kind of what this followed. I mean, you spend days just running around talking to bitches and searching stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever played like Dishonored or Thief.
I played a little bit of Dishonored. I played like the first 2 levels or 3 levels of Dishonored like 3 times trying to get into it, and it just didn't work.
Leave?
I think so. So I just had to update my what's it called here? Yeah, I try. Okay.
God damn it. Yeah, so I mean, it's very similar
You hear me?
to the gameplay style is very similar to like Dishonored or Thief, where I literally steal everything that's not nailed down, like literally everything. You know, I don't understand the point of the like some of the weapon systems, you know, because like they have like this kind of strange tech tree, you know, where you just like you put points into a section for like, you know, melee weapon or gun, and then the rest of it is all like, you know, sneaking and hacking and lockpicking, and then another one is like lying, persuasion, and something else. Like, I feel like they're trying to do a little too much all at the same time because they don't really have a lot of it kind of fleshed out. It doesn't feel like it anymore.
Okay.
And seriously, if it's not nailed down, I friggin' steal it, you know? And
but isn't there a weight limit? There's a slot limit.
Yeah, there's a weight limit too, but like you can get perks and things that you can upgrade the weight limits.
Oh, and you maxed it?
No.
It's just is it like pretty like liberal with the amount you get for upgrade?
Well, there's only a couple that you actually get, and then you get more as you like get companions and things.
Oh, you're right.
So they like when you get a companion, it's really cool what they do with the companion. At least like for your skill points, because you get like half of whatever it is that they have, and then you also get like weight limit, and then you know half of the skill points that they provide. You know, and then you get like dialogue between them, and you get to learn. You know, it's very similar to like Mass Effect, where you get to like learn about them, go do side quests for them, you know, and then give them different weapons and armor and increase their they don't really have the same like skill tree or stat tree as you, but they have like a perks a set of perks. And you know, again, it just seems like a lot of the perks are worthless. Personally, I think your companions are pretty worthless, at least for what I've, you know, dealt with. You basically they run out there, they shoot once or twice, and then they die. And it's like, thanks. You're great. The combat system is a little whatever. Like you can sneak around and like slash people on the back of the knees, and if you kill them, they don't make a sound, which means that it's not going to alert other people. So you can either do that, or you can shoot them from an incredibly long range and hope that you kill them before they get to you because you die.
But I thought okay, never mind. Don't you get equipped with? Never mind. I'm thinking of a different
permadeath for your companions or no?
Yes.
Say again. I'm sorry.
I think there is.
Is it permadeath for your companions?
There is a there isn't in the base game. Either that or you can turn it on. I don't entirely remember, but there is there's easy, normal, hard, and then like a permadeath thing. But I don't know if what the difficulty of the permadeath one.
But I think there is. But I think there's a way to toggle it.
There probably is.
Was gonna be is if you play on permadeath, when someone dies, you just load to another save.
I mean, that's why I don't play on permadeath.
That's
I don't know, because with Fire Emblem you do anyway.
Facts? Can we get a fax in the chat, dude?
That's only because there are a few characters that I'm usually what? Fuck those guys.
Oh my god.
Dude.
You and Randall, my goodness, with your
What?
loaded. I'm just kidding, man.
About what?
The loading back to fix the mistake.
Decision-making games, though, that one I want to see what it's like to keep everybody going through. But the decision-making games like Detroit Becoming Human, same thing with like Mass Effect. I make a decision and I stick with it until I beat the game, and then, as I go back through, I'll do another route. Like I've played Mass Effect 1 twice. Once going through and being like as a good saint as I can, and another one being a total dick as much as I can.
And I had more fun with being the total dick. Cause I could just tell everybody off and then just shoot everyone, dude. It was great.
It is so funny. But like Outer Worlds, I don't know. Like I'm enjoying the game because I want to know what happens next. There's some decisions that you can make pretty early in the game that I don't know how they affect it. And I had started to make that decision and then died, so it reset. And then I was, I did because the auto saving in that game is like weird,
I'm sorry, someone just followed on my chat and it's called Meth's next victim. And that just made me laugh. I'm sorry. Thank you for the follow. Go ahead.
Yeah, he followed on mine too. I laughed at the name. I just had to internalize it.
I couldn't. I read it, and that's just a fantastic name. Go ahead. Sorry.
I forgot what I was saying.
That at the beginning you made decisions that you don't know how it turns out. Like it hasn't come to like full circle to see how it affected the story.
It's one of those that's like a pretty big decision because you find out early, like in the very beginning, the guy that saves you is a wanted criminal.
Yeah.
It tells you literally as
the thing is as he's talking.
Yeah, and so you can go once you get off of the first planet, you get to choose like a whole bunch of different stuff, and the one that I went to, there's like people on the board. Like, have you found out about the board yet?
I haven't left the planet, but he spoke about the board. They're after him and stuff. So
the board is basically like a group. It's kind of like just a big group of people that run the whole solar system.
Okay.
And he talks about them some, but there's a guy that works for the board that is at the place that I'm at, and you can actually tell him you'd know where the guy's located, and it opens up a bunch of dialogue and you going somewhere. And I started to do that, and then I tried to pickpocket him, and he caught me, and I died. So it reset. And so I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that like up front, but I really kind of want to know where it goes because it's like that could I don't know how that would really affect the story because he's like he's what's grounding you for the purpose of the story. So if you get him sent to jail, like how does that work? Like what does that do for the whole story?
I wonder if it's one of those like Easter egg endings where the credits just start rolling, like in Far Cry. If you just like I think it's Far Cry 4. If you sit there and wait for Pagan, I forgot the antagonist's name, but if you sit there and wait for him, like he tells you, is it Pim?
The Tim.
Oh no, if you sit there and wait for him, he comes back, and then the cutscene goes off as you joining him, and the credits roll. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat if you actually follow what he says. And I think there was something like that for 3, but
yeah, like I told the guy, like I know where this guy is, and then I helped him do something, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna sign your papers, go to the special place, talk to this person, and then we can start rolling with this. And so I don't know if it actually and then I tried to pickpocket the guy because, like I said, if it's not nailed down, I try and steal it.
right.
And then I died because he had guards standing near him.
And they all saw you try to put your hand in his butt, like.
And then it was like, oh, we're gonna roll way back here because the autosave function is so fucked up.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like the first hour, I did something stupid and started attacking the people that were helping me. Before they go and audit the ship, before you go meet the ship, what's it called? I started shooting at the people on accident. And then I'm like, oh well, I guess I'll load checkpoint, and it was literally
way back.
Yeah, like the beginning of the game again. Like I just watched the first cutscene and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're here.
Never trust autosave. I thought I told you guys.
Well, now I learned.
The other thing I don't like is personally, I've been having a lot of problems with the game where it's just like randomly closing, and I don't understand why.
What?
Yeah, like I didn't have the first time I played it, didn't have any problems. The next time I played it, it was like every couple of minutes I'd be in the middle of doing something, and then the game would just close and not tell me. It's doing the same thing that what was the other game? Like Apex. Apex does it. I don't understand why. Like I kind of want to just reformat my computer and start over, but I really don't want to have to like install everything.
Right.
You know?
That scares me because I only played it once. Like that, my session with it, with the hour and something I played it, was with the one session. So now I'm scared if I'm gonna load it up again, it's gonna start crashing on me.
So I've started like saving more often so that if it does that again, there are times where I'll be like last night I stopped playing because I was like I had gone in, snuck around and grabbed some stuff, and then got to a point where I could decide if I'm going to help one person versus the other, which they seem to do a lot of, where
you have to choose
somebody
factions.
asks you to go do something, and it's like, no, give it to me instead, and I'll it'll be better.
Oh, the Borderlands thing. Give it to me. I give you a shotgun. The other one gives you a shield or something.
Yeah,
got it.
And I'm sure giving it to different people that has different actions later down the road, which I'm kind of hoping with some of the stuff that I've done. But I was in the middle of talking to her, this chick, and she's like, no, I need you to help me, because if you don't, bad shit's gonna happen. And I don't know what, she didn't really like go into it, but it was like a 10-minute conversation between me and her, and then the game just closed, and I was like, well, guess I'm going to bed.
That's the worst. Now you might want to start save. If you're doing the save often, make sure you have 2 slots, so just in case it breaks on you mid save, it doesn't corrupt your save. Yeah. Like you'll have at least one that's good.
Be a shame, wouldn't it?
Why don't you tell us how Blue Dragon's going? Or Sonic?
The Blue Dragon, when I kept my save, it's just I got grounded for a long period of time. When I came back, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I just panicked and just got out of the game.
That's what scares me about playing any sort of like MMO or JRPG, because if I'm not constantly on it, if I take any sort of break, when I come back, I'm gonna be like, I might as well just start this thing over because I have no idea what the heck I'm doing.
No, if it's done wrong, there's a lot of them that nowadays they'll have a mechanic or some way for you to know what the hell you're doing last.
Because there's
even Indivisible has it when you go into your mind world and you talk to certain ladies, you're like, hey, you did this, you should try doing this, and I'm like, all right, bet.
They don't have that in this that I know.
Yeah, they don't.
Like, I mean, you can look at your journal and at least see like where you're going. It has like, it doesn't just say here's the next step. It says, hey, this is what you. I guess that's kind of what it is. Or if you like open your journal, you can look at all the quests you're active on and your past quests, and it'll show you your different actions. But speaking of losing save data, when I was first playing Final Fantasy VII, Adam wanted to play, and he was pretty young at the time. I can't remember if there's 3 or 4 discs for 7.
4. But you told me it was 4.
I got almost to the end of disc 3, and then he overwrote my save file and put me back 12 minutes into the game.
Oh my!
I've probably had 30 or 40 hours into the game 3 times.
That's when you develop trust issues. Someone fucking writes my
So
save
yeah,
like
so
that.
I started like I got different memory cards and was like, okay, went out and bought another memory card. Just like, this is yours. If you want to play, you have to save everything on this.
Not this. This.
Yeah.
Here's
And I
your
kept
card.
mine in slot 2 so that, it wasn't the first thing that was picked up.
Gotcha.
So, all in all, I mean the game's fun, but there is a lot of talking and there's a lot of decision making and there's a lot of you know, like going back and forth with some things. And then the combat seems kind of wonky. Like, you have the ability to put points into your combat, and all it really seems to do is increase your critical strike chance. It doesn't really seem to do anything else that I can really see.
Mm-hmm.
And then every like 20 points, you get some special bonus for that particular skill, and you can raise the set of skills. Like, everything. There's 3 for each category, and you can raise the category up every time until 2 of the skills hit level 50, and then after that you can specialize in a skill by raising it individually,
Oh.
which is nice. And the perks that you get for like raising the skills or specializing actually get pretty good, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like you get much out of going into combat. So I've been focusing on lockpick, persuasion, hacking, and then like all the like science, engineering, and medical.
I think you did the same things I did, dude. The persuasion and all the, like the tech stuff, and I think maybe the crafting stuff. 'Cause I'm like, that'll be the most useful. 'Cause I can get things that are hidden behind like hacks or lockpicks and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about the gunplay. I can shoot people all day.
Typically, what I do is lockpick, persuasion, so that I can get my way out of it or sell things for more. And then melee, because in case it doesn't work, I need to have what he has on him. So
you don't even need melee in this. Like, it's
Yeah,
seriously
the gunplay is too good. Like, it's too strong.
Well, actually, I go the other way. Like, I use melee weapons for the most part because it seems to do more damage. It really depends on the type of character you're hitting. If you're hitting a mechanical, like a robot or something, bullets don't seem to do shit. I don't know if it's because I don't have I don't have a shock weapon or a plasma weapon, but my hammer is plasma, and I've upgraded the hell out of that thing. So I smack it in the face, and it dies pretty quick.
I've only shot humans at this point. I haven't done the bots yet. So maybe I might have to rethink what I have then, because I've been doing just guns.
I mean, I think it's good to have a weapon on you because, like, sometimes they're like run into massive packs of people or creatures, and if you can, sneak around some and stab some of them in the back, you can take them out without alerting the group, so you can at least thin it out before you actually get into a fight.
Oh, that's true.
But I mean, the whole like combat system just doesn't really make any sense. Like, you die super quick. I understand that I'm playing the game on hard, but it just
so I won't have that problem.
Well, I don't know. Like, the thing is that
actually,
like,
no,
yes,
you're right.
the enemies
I do take a lot of damage actually, even on easy. I'm playing on easy, and I took for like 1 or 2 shots. It was chunks of my health.
Yeah, and like if you get 4 people running at you and you can't take them out quick enough.
Oh, there's no cover. You're dead.
I mean, there's cover, but
no, I'm saying if
you can hide behind.
I'm saying if the situation is they like bum rush you and you're in the middle of the road.
Oh yeah, you're dead. Fucked. Like, that's it. And then hopefully you saved, because the autosave is probably 6 hours ago.
Back when you left the town, or when you entered the town.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted about the combat. I really like the story. I'm really interested to see how the story plays out. You get to make determinations on whether you like keep certain people alive or kill them. Some bounty quests, you kind of just have to only get to kill them. I'm really hoping that certain decisions make a difference in the game.
I hear that,
but who knows?
Because especially with the way it started, you getting to pick all your stats and stuff, and he's like letting you know, hey, we need to go well, I don't know, spoil the plot. Like, hey, save these people who are still in cryo, and I'm like, oh wait, what? And then he just sends you off to the planet. I'm like, what? Okay, so how am I gonna get back over there? Like,
yeah, that's why I'm really curious to know what happens if you like try and turn him in or like follow that line.
Yeah.
You
So
know, is it going to be something where you try and make your way up the, the ranks and go, haha, just kidding, I'm going to kill you instead. Or if you actually turn him in and then it's like, oh, you joined the board, he fucking hates you, and the game ends.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I am excited to see where it goes. I think the story's good enough to keep me interested. The combat really isn't anything special. You just
it's typical gunplay. Like, it feels kind of good to shoot it, but it's nothing fabulous from what I played so far. But then again, I've only had like a pistol and like a rifle, so I don't know if there's any like cooler weapons later on. But
oh yeah, they've got some cool weapons. Like
okay,
you get a flamethrower, and you can change the weapon types too. Like you can get mods that change the weapon type to like plasma, shock, or acid.
Those sound familiar.
Then, there's a grenade launcher. You can get like a light machine gun or a heavy machine gun. You literally like walk around like the heavy, just blasting shit.
There a harpoon gun?
Is there, or are you asking?
He's asking.
I
don't think so.
I haven't seen one. I found a scythe.
What?
But a scythe?
That's like melee weapon, right? Not like it shoots scythes or something, right? Okay.
No, it's a plasma scythe.
Oh, what?
Yes.
You can augment the melee weapons too? Like
you can augment all of them.
Oh. Why am I
assuming that it has a slot for it? Like
okay,
some
so
of
it
the weapons
depends on
don't have they don't have attachment slots. And so, if it doesn't have an attachment slot, you obviously can't do anything to it. But
right.
You can if it has an the specific attachment slot, you can add like the weapon damage. I have stopped picking up like literally everything recently because it just seems like it's worthless. The bits the cash in this game is called bits. You just don't seem to get shit for them. Like
the things that you pick up from the ground don't give when you sell them don't give you much back. So it's a waste of slots from what I've been playing on the first planet.
Yeah.
So I stopped after 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, these aren't giving me anything. Why am I wasting my time?
The only reason to pick them up is to break them down.
Oh, that's awesome. No, you're right. No, Brian, not Generation X. You're actually right. I should keep doing it then, because you could break them down, use them for crafting materials. Brian, we're not doing that. These are one of the games that I wish it was co-op, like old-fashioned co-op, or like Borderlands style, where it's like a nice, colorful world. There's creature to go grind and stuff, like side quests to do. Like this, I would love to play co-op. When I was playing, I'm like, man, this would have been cool.
It would have been really awesome, even if they could just like play one of the characters that's in there.
Yeah, like the companions. Like if you don't have a companion, you can't do co-op. But if you get a companion, they can play as them or something. Like the hour and a half that I played, I'm like, this is a very calm game. Like there were stealth parts that I had to clench my butthole. But for the most part, I'm just walking around, seeing the cool creatures, talking to people, just hanging out.
On Steam?
Not yet. It's exclusive on the Epic Game Store, and then if you have it on Game Pass, like if on Microsoft Store.
Maybe when it goes on to Steam, it'll let you use Steam Workshop, and then they'll make a co-op mod.
Probably.
I'm sure they will.
But there's already a game that's it's very similar to Outer Worlds called Journey to the Center of the... So Journey to something on the Earth or something like that? That's co-op. And it's like you start attacking weird creatures and stuff. I have to look it up. Hold on. Journey 2... Hold on, Journey 2. I'm gonna put Journey 2. No, I knew it. Journey, the PS4 game came up.
This game of the year.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's what it is. Now that game's co-op, and that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And that's on Steam already. So, oh no, wait, that's not it. You lied to me.
Journey to the Center of the Earth, starring Brendan Fraser.
Starring Brendan Fraser, you son of a biscuit, dude.
That's your son, dude, on his birthday.
On his birthday, too. He's got a happy birthday for Javi LeBlavi in the chat. It's his birthday.
And it's got a nut.
No, I forgot what it is. Journey to a Distant World? Journey to a Savage Planet. Journey to a Savage Planet. That's what it's called. And that game looks fun. It looks crazy, colorful. It's co-op. It looks fun. Journey to a Savage Planet.
Yeah, already.
Or to the Savage Planet. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Outer Worlds.
Overall, I think the game is pretty decent. I don't really care for the combat system as much because it seems like it's either stupidly easy or just like stupidly hard. There's not really an in between.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like the combat system itself was fleshed out that well.
Do you think that's because they're doing a difficulty step design where you can be like, oh, you can play on easy, normal, hard, and not like design certain enemies in certain areas to be said difficulty? Or do you just think it's whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah? He didn't remember what I said.
I was talking to her.
I know. I did it on purpose. Do you think it's an outcome of them designing the game based on just like stats instead of like enemy design?
But the thing is that it doesn't seem like stats really do anything. Like you have points that you put into, the melee weapons and the gun weapons, and I don't remember what it does, like what perks you get for going down the line, but it doesn't really seem like you get a ton of benefit from going into them. Like I don't remember being able to do more damage just because I'm focused on the guns, other than getting a higher crit chance, which obviously a higher crit chance does help, but
it's less substantial.
No, I mean, it's not like, oh, you're specializing in melee weapons, so you get faster swings and you do X more damage after a certain number of points. It's literally just like there was one for one of the guns where you got like N-ray damage or something, and then shock damage, corrosive. But then you have to have that type of weapon in order
to take advantage of it.
Yeah, So I don't know. I haven't had any problems with just literally focusing on the tech side of it, like the persuasion, sneak, and or hacking, and the science stuff, like science, medical, and engineering. Hasn't slowed me down. Hasn't really, it's helped me more than it slowed me down.
Gotcha. All right.
You just gotta build melee, dude.
So that's a yeah, like a cautious yeah, and give it a try. If you like Fallout's pace, then like it, because when I play for it does remind me of like Fallout 3.
The devs of New Vegas.
Yeah, I didn't play New Vegas, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you really like story, I would suggest going with it. The gunplay and things isn't anything phenomenal. The melee isn't anything phenomenal. Combat itself just really doesn't feel that great to me. But I am interested in seeing where the story goes.
Gotcha. So that's what's keeping you hooked in for now. Once something dumb happens in the story, you're just gonna be like, I'm out of here now.
Yeah, I mean, because I like that you can choose your stats thing. They don't seem to make as much of a difference like it does in like Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
But it is nice, like literally just pumping everything into the ones that I'm pumping them to, because then it opens up like dialogue options. I can steal more shit. I can bully people or persuade them or lie to them. Oh.
Okay. All right, speaking of,
I mean, for $1 for the Microsoft the Xbox Game Pass, it's definitely worth trying.
It's a no-brainer. If you have Xbox Game Pass, just download and try it yourself, because it came with it. So
you can sign up for it's the beta that's going on right now for the PC. You can download. You can sign up for it for $1. It's normally like $5 a month.
Paid sponsorship.
I mean, I've been the cheerleader for a Game Pass for quite some time on this podcast, so they haven't paid me then. They're not going to pay me now. Like, so.
You have, and like I really just didn't see a point in it, because I didn't think there was really. I mean, there's more things for the PlayStation that I want to play than there are
on Xbox. Yeah, and that's Microsoft. So
yeah, and most things are. What are we laughing at?
Because you said like Last of Us, and you haven't even opened the freaking package.
But like most things that come out for Xbox usually eventually come out for the PC, because it's a super port.
Yep.
It's not like PlayStation where you have to rewrite a lot of it so that it worked for the PC. Um, but there are a lot more exclusives for the PlayStation that I would like to play that I probably won't ever get to play unless I borrow somebody's PlayStation.
Yeah, because Microsoft
Yeah.
now is like pushing their exclusives are going to be PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
Because they want to unite the Windows PC and the Xbox and their cloud and xCloud to be one thing. So if it's an Xbox exclusive, that means you can play. Bless you. That means you'll be getting it on. That means you'll be getting it on one of those things.
I honestly thought he farted until I saw him in the background.
I thought he vomited on the floor.
just turned and just over the floor.
I'd end the podcast immediately and just like, well, that was the episode, guys. Thank you.
What made it funny is because in my head he vomited and just went like this and then continued on. Like he didn't address the vomit. Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh, so let's move on here. What were we talking about? Game Pass?
The Game Pass, yeah. I mean, for what they have on there with like Gears of War and things, it's definitely worth downloading it for, signing up for $1. It's only $5 a month, right? After that, and then playing whatever's on there.
And every Microsoft exclusive is gonna be on the Game Pass. They've already came out and said it. So, like the new Halo that's coming out that we only saw a cutscene of, that's gonna be on Game Pass. So if they do make a port on PC, you'll probably have it. Anyway, Brian, after months of just shelling out that stupid link of yours that was undiscernible, you got your hitbox. Yesterday. No, Sunday. No, was it Sunday or yesterday? Yesterday, because it was yesterday. There it is. He got hands-on. He got to try games yesterday.
I tried it on Sunday a little bit, and I was like, yo, I'm stupid tired.
Yeah,
like
I can
played
imagine.
For like maybe like 30 minutes, but also there was the Guilty Gear stream, so I was watching that primarily.
But yesterday you got your hands on it for real, because I was on Discord while you were playing. I heard the clickety clackety from it, so I heard you were trying it.
Yeah, so obviously it's here now.
Is it though?
This is actually a picture I printed out just to stunt with you guys.
Brian's just freaking going insane, and he's just on a cardboard box just tapping.
It's just fucking pen tops, the clickies right under the cardboard cutout.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say. Yeah, on Sunday I played like about 30 minutes. I watched the Guilty Gear stuff. Yesterday I played. What time did you get off of Discord? Like at 10?
Yeah, because I got off at 10 so we can go watch Mr. Robot, and then I went to bed.
Like 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 hours somewhere, just hitboxing. It's definitely a learning curve. The reason I say that, so the things I thought I was gonna struggle with, and I'll just show this for a
for the video viewers.
Can see it for the video viewers, yeah. So the parts that I thought, let me
raise it up a little higher, Brian. There you go.
People who don't know what this is, a hitbox. You see people playing with fighting game sticks. You see a whole stick coming out of it. Some people are like, I don't want that stick. I want something that leaves little room for error once it's learned. They should have put that in a huge asterisk once you're comfortable with this. Compact, you don't have to worry about the stick protruding out and potentially damaging. The hardest part so far, alright, so
it's the erection you got when you bought it?
It's the erection I got when I bought it.
He couldn't lay it on his lap because it was tipping over.
Yeah. I was like, are they supposed to put a hole under it or what? So it's for your left hand, it's left direction, down, which is already an issue, or not an issue, but a milestone. So it's left, down, right, up. So I play a lot of PC games.
And that's the complete opposite.
And if you look down, when you're playing PC games, usually it's WASD. W is above down, and it makes you move forward or upward. Now, so far it's fucked. I can't even navigate the menus. Like, if it doesn't scroll, if you go to the bottom and then scroll back up, I'll just sit there pressing the wrong button for like a good 3 or 5 times. The
Why don't you
hardest part happen?
No, go ahead. Finish. I'll ask questions afterwards.
Hardest part is remembering that this puts you into the air of the fighting game. Not this. This right here. No, you're laughing now, but I learning this. First game I think I loaded up was Dragon Ball because that's what I play most often usually. You know how long it took me to jump in the air with him during a combo? Hit him up and then I just duck for no reason.
You know, I probably could have just taken your old arcade stick and modified it to have the button in a washed position.
There's stuff that actually have keyboard buttons, so it's just WASD here and then this part. And that looks fucking stupid. So
No, these would be like regular buttons. We could easily modify your old arcade stick.
Well, it's too late now, isn't it? Fucking thought. So that so far movement is the hardest part for me, just because I forget this exists. The part that I thought was gonna be, what are you laughing at?
I don't know why, but you holding it up like that and then looking at my preview, Randall looks like he's trying to take that hitbox to town, dude.
I've played with one, so I know how it is.
Go ahead, Ron. Because you have this, you like this, you're like smiling and looking at it like this, like, remember me, girl? Go ahead, Ron.
To sum up, hurdle number 1, up is under down. So unless you're Australian, you're not used to that. Part that I thought was gonna be hard is getting quarter circle forward or quarter circle motions, where if you're using on D-pad or analog stick, you just like a little wave motion. Now here, you clearly can't drag anything down and do a wave motion. You're using a typewriter to do combos. You're doing MLA format while comboing somebody.
I love that format.
You're basically playing a piano with this. So you plink it. So you press down, because this is down, not this. This is down. You start with down, then you hold forward, then you let go of forward, because this is diagonal. So you have to basically play like if you're playing a piano. That was actually the easiest part. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a struggle. Doing it reverse is gonna be hard. Turns out doing it reverse is actually more comfortable for me. I don't know why. Even doing back dashes, which the button here that takes you up, not this one, this button takes you go in the air.
Now I'm gonna first, Brian. I'm gonna want to first attend you. Now I can first attend you.
You know what? Even Kelsey can probably body me, because I'm gonna start a combo and just fucking duck for no reason.
Why won't you jump?
Yeah, you see Cooler's big fucking ass going and swinging his fucking tail.
Oh, go ahead.
So for the reason this side is easier for me, more comfortable. I don't know why. Usually on a stick, player 1 side. Let me see. Player 2 side is usually my best side. I don't know why. Flip that. Player 1 side. So doing quarter circle backs was harder here. Apparently easier. The buttons are smaller than normal sticks. So at least this area, this is still the up button. But this area feels a little cramped because the up button, not the down button, is right under this button. And I have fat hands, so I have to like position it in a way where I don't accidentally jump. Just if I can't do it on purpose, why would I want it by accident?
But that sounds like a complete waste of time, or not a waste of time, like a complete cluster F of accidents waiting to happen.
Day 1, stupid accidents. There's a huge learning curve, at least for now. But me grinding out movement, like doing air dashes when we were on Discord, there's shortcuts around it that once I get comfortable doing it the correct way, they basically optimize your movement. So a shortcut here is, if I'm holding forward, right, and I hold left, it cancels out. So it's like as if you're using an analog stick. It's at neutral. It's not in any direction. Okay. When you let go of this, it counts as a forward motion. So if you're in the air and you press this forward, normally it's a dash forward twice. If you do forward, then hit this button and let go, it counts as another forward. So you can basically optimize you pressing forward twice.
That makes sense.
So the shortcuts like that, super jumping, there's 2 buttons. Just super jump. You have to be like, down and up. Not that bullshit.
Which one did you press? Because it wasn't on screen.
It was
there
on
another
frame.
button in there?
Oh, you see? Well, see, you go down. Remember, this is down.
Not the other
The
one.
super jump, you go down to up. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is up, down, down, up? Well, I can't tell you a real answer, but that's what it is. So that's my hurdle for day 1 and day 2.
But are you comfortable with it? Like, are you liking it and like playing with it,
it's fun.
Or are you liking the challenge of learning fighting games in a new way?
Both.
Okay.
So to me, this is basically piano training.
Okay.
Left hand doing chords basically at all times. Wrong way. Just doing chords at all times. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the more I do this, and after playing 2 or 3 hours, my left hand was actually sore. So I'm basically doing a hand day while playing fighting games.
Okay.
I guess it's like a hand strengthener in a way. It's
you gotta make sure to stretch then, because you might start getting cramps like badly, or carpal tunnel.
Well,
you gotta. I mean, stretch every now and then. Like when you see like the pros, they do this a bunch, even though they're using sticks. That's for a reason.
I think my chair kind of gets in the way because I have armrests and I don't have that much space here. So I'll put my arms on here and I leave it on my lap because I mean it's a fucking stick still. So it makes my hand do weird shit, and I can't really explain it. You just have to see it. But if I didn't have the armrest, I basically have to lean in and like lean into the scoliosis. I get like more space where it's more comfortable, like as if there's a keyboard on my lap. It's another thing I gotta hurdle is just the way I want to sit while using this. Getting used to having all buttons laid out in like a stick where there's more space than a controller. Still takes some getting used to. Like I'm still trying to press buttons that aren't there because there's more space in between.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also trying to press up, which isn't up here, but my finger will go up here to try to press up. But as you can see, there's a lack of red here. It's down here.
So my question I was holding on, can't you just swap those 2 directions?
Can, but that would make everything really uncomfortable. Because a lot of these motions either start from the bottom, now we're here, but they start from the bottom, so it's easier to piano this than go like this than go. That's fucking weird.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, like, it makes sense.
That's why I can think
that
of
it would
it
be down there because like the space bar is usually jump, for your thumb, and so like get used to just hitting space and then only using the other 3, but that would still be weird, at first really because you're still trying to hit the W to go forward.
Right before you said that, Javi typed it in chat and he said, "Wow, Kelsey's copying me." About the hitting the space bar.
I didn't even see that. I didn't have the chat up.
It's because it happened. It literally happened as you started talking. He put it on there. But yeah, now that you say that and Javi said it too, like I get that now. I can see why. Yeah, because spacebar, like an old shooting game, like an FPS game, spacebar's jump. So yeah, that makes sense.
After like about an hour and a half of depression from not pressing the right button, I was like, it's a spacebar. You gotta,
I get it. That makes sense. Wow. Okay. Okay. No, I get it. It's like if you're legit using a keyboard to play the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an ergonomic keyboard, basically.
So you're using ASD and spacebar instead of AWD and spacebar.
Yeah, but space to fit your hand, basically. I have small hands. I never feel myself reaching for anything on here. Like I'm not going and like pressing the button that's out of reach.
So it's compact enough.
Smaller.
Got it.
Yeah, because the buttons are smaller. It's easier to reach buttons than my old stick over there.
Okay.
Trying to think of anything else. The cable detaches, so it's easy to move around. You can they update firmware on this that all you have to do is download it, run the program, like plug this into your computer while holding certain buttons, and it's like boom, all right, you're updated, and you just plug and play for the most part.
Neat.
I'm trying to think. They're made for PS4 and PC. So one of these buttons, usually menu buttons off to the side. These buttons are bigger than these buttons. One of these buttons is like the home pad or like the PlayStation
for the audio listeners, he's talking about the buttons that are not facing towards you. They're like above the box.
the one. It's the buttons that would be like above your knee.
Like the shoulder buttons for the box.
Yeah. They have it so that one button is like the big black thing that's on the PlayStation controller, and then the PlayStation button itself is on here. Starting select. Trying to think of anything else that I want to say about this. Still find myself like my hands are still trying to press the triggers. So like for Dragon Ball where there's assists, I had it both assists to be on L1 and L2. When I call an assist now, I mapped it so it's light, medium, heavy, key blast, and then this is assist. Which is weird because now my right hand's in charge of it. So sometimes I'll be doing a combo, and then my left hand just reaches for something that's not there.
Oh my god!
Not only do I not know how to jump correctly, but I'm also pressing phantom buttons, thinking I'm gonna call somebody to come out.
You're all kinds of messed up, bro.
Call it an airstrike.
You just spawned. Is basically it. I haven't played a character that has a DP. I haven't tried what that motion's like. I've done quarter circles. I've done half circles. I haven't done an SPD yet because I don't have Street Fighter installed. I've done that Guilty Gear motion where it's like half circle back and then forward. It's a little more comfortable because I just have to piano it like this and just press forward. DP, that's tough to try. SPDs I haven't tried. I just said that. Yeah, so overall, day 2 progress. Movement is fucking a learning curve.
Okay.
But it's a fun one. It's not like overwhelming.
I'm assuming like combo
it's intimidating,
execution is a lot easier now because you have the precise button instead of worrying about did the stick register whatever.
Yeah. Easier to know exactly how you're blocking. You're not gonna accidentally roll it and stand up and boom, there goes your legs and GT Goku killed you.
I think that's my biggest problem is that half the time, like when I play, my thumb sits, it rests pushing down on on stick.
On the stick, yeah.
So I'm like thinking that I'm in neutral, or I'm trying to do something, and it's like, oh, no, you're starting from the wrong position. Go fuck yourself.
I have that problem too using a stick.
Separate button, so you want to stand up, let go of the down button. That's not the up button. Remember that. The middle one, that's not the up button.
That's the down button.
Stop teabagging his corpse. I'm trying to jump.
Yeah, right.
Overall, I'm probably gonna play more Skullgirls now that I have this and just actually get good at that game because I streamed it the other week. It's like I've never played it. It was so depressing.
Well, that's why I asked you earlier. Do you feel that rush of now you get to play more fighting games because you're kind of playing them again like fresh because this is a new controller. It's like you're playing you're playing again new. It's not muscle memory anymore.
So my right hand somewhat has the muscle memory. Just doesn't know. It just has to map out where the button is that I have to press next. Like I'm pressing at the right time. It's just is the button that I want to press where I think it is.
Oh, got it. I thought you were gonna say it was like you switched your left hand for a foreign exchange student, and now they're trying to communicate.
Yeah, it's like. No, I can't say that on stream.
Okay, well, before we slowly roll on down to the inappropriate area.
To answer your question, it makes games that have been stale for me or I've been burnt out on, like Dragon Ball. I'm still waiting on a new character, but I'm still learning something in the middle of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, GT Goku's ruining the game for me, but at least I'm trying to remember how to play again.
Okay, cool.
We tried 2 games so far, which was Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball.
But have you tried? Fuck.
Come on.
Skullgirls. There we go. I got
it. He said he played it.
No, I didn't try Skullgirls. I said I played it before this guy here. I played it regular.
Oh, got it.
Before.
Got
it. Wow, I'm garbage.
I didn't think you played it with the Joy.
I thought you said you tried it with the hitbox, and then you said it felt like a different game. My fault.
That was me playing it after a long time of not playing it. It was just the saddest thing possible. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I mean, that's I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna stream this week, but
we'll get to that, Brian. We have a section for that. All right.
But overall, it's enjoyable. It's intimidating, but it's not overwhelming. Remember that this button is jump.
The bottom one's jump. Got it.
Yeah.
Spacebar. Randall, we got to wrap this thing up. You need to talk about Terminator Dark Fate.
Go see it. You say you gotta wrap it up. I'm trying to help you out. Isn't that what you just said?
I said we're gonna wrap this thing up.
With you being the final person to like share your
To
thoughts.
talk, yeah, like bring us home. We're gonna talk about Stuber after this.
We saved the best for last, so that's how you end it.
Go watch it. Wow, Randall. I mean, if that's what you want to say, we can move on. I could talk about Stuber then.
No, I thought it was a good movie. There isn't much to say. It's good that Linda Hamilton came back. She her role was the same as she was in the other movies, but she's a little more hardcore, and she hunts Terminators now.
That seems like that's what her trajectory was going to be anyway. From the T1 and T2, she just becomes more and more of a butt-kicking machine. You feel me?
Yeah. A lot of shocks in this movie. Well, not really.
Shock as in like twists, like plot twists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arnold's in it, but like this movie is like bittersweet because I liked it because it was a continuation from Judgment Day on the second one, which means that this movie is as if the other abominations didn't occur.
So they basically retconned anything after 2.
Anything after 2 is irrelevant.
So it's T1, T2, and now TDF.
Sure.
You didn't like Terminator 3?
Not really. I thought it was cool. Had cool action sequences, like him with the machine gun in the casket. Or the machine gun while he's carrying a casket. Thought that was funny.
Funny things I remember about that movie. It's one of the. It's like the other movies where it's just a very small glimpse. It's just a scene out of context, has nothing to do with the plot. I guess it does. Is the lady Terminator that she wears red at some point, and then there's a scene where they just show a bunch of computers.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about that movie.
So did you like the action sequences in this one, Randall?
Oh man, the action sequences were good. They were really good. That was one of the highlights of the movie. Like, it was funny because I was like a little kid when I was watching. I was like, man, I love movies like this as the action was going on. So I really enjoyed it.
Back when you were a little kid with a big heart.
I was never little, but
okay.
The action was
a baby though.
Yeah,
the action was very creative. It was done very creatively. I can't really say it's not anything that I've never seen before, but it was shot in a way that it felt fresh and new, the way it was shot. So yeah, like I was trying to say earlier, was that it's bittersweet because I really liked the first 2 movies, and Arnold unfortunately is getting older, or is older.
He's already old. No offense to Arnold, he's old,
and it's like. It's just, I don't know, man. It just bothers me that he's old. He's like one of those people that I don't want him to get old, man. I want him to stay young and make action movies.
If you follow my way of life, if we gave him cybernetic enhancements, he can live on forever.
Anyway.
So, we can clone him too, you know?
So, yeah, that part bothered me. I mean, he's in the movie, he does his thing, but it kind of doesn't feel like he's like a major character. I mean, you
think he was put on there for just nostalgic sake?
No, I mean, he definitely has his role in the movie. He definitely, like, his presence is there, but it's just, I don't know. It just felt, I mean, the simple fact that the girl that's protecting the other girl, the enhanced girl, she's like in the forefront of the other 2.
Yeah, because they're the main focus.
Exactly. So, it kind of like, it's just kind of like Arnold is the, I guess, icing on the cake if I had to illustrate it.
Yeah, it's for nostalgic reasons. That's why I was asking, because.
But he did play a major role because he, like, ultimately I don't know how to say it without spoiling it. He does, like, cool. He is important in the movie.
He does, so he has plot points.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he definitely has major plot points. It's just like, so basically, he doesn't show up until maybe like the second act of the movie. So I mean,
which
stuff
makes
like
sense.
that.
It'll be. I'm sure it gets to a point where Linda's like, "I know who can help us" or something, and then they go find him.
Nah, it definitely didn't go like that.
Oh, okay, well then never mind.
But yeah, I liked it. There definitely were parts. I mean, it wasn't perfect. There was some stuff like I felt like I think I told you about it. Is that one of the elements that were in Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 is that it had a horror feel to it. Like it was like it wasn't just science fiction action. It was like it felt like a horror movie because it's this Terminator thing going around killing people, and it's pretty much unstoppable. So, and a lot of the shots, you think about it, were done at night in the first two movies, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, there's some daytime chases.
I think like
the Terminator,
within the first act of. At least I know for sure what's within the first act of the second movie is in the daytime. Then after that it's just all night.
Well, because it takes place in one day.
Yeah, and then the first one, it was kind of the same thing. He arrives at nighttime. There's a little small portion during the day, and then it's all night after that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like that, but not really like that.
Okay.
So I think it's missing that horror feel, like
that relentless aggression that the other Terminators had.
It's weird because it's like this. So the new Terminator is called the Rev 9, and this thing is like it's ridiculous to say the least. As far as like what it's capable of doing and how strong it is and indestructible, and it could split into two different Terminators, and it's like it literally. I literally believe that this thing, like, there isn't anything that can destroy it except for maybe like an EMP blast.
Okay.
Which they didn't use in the movie. They weren't trying to, but that fell through.
Okay.
But anyway, I forget what my point was.
I mean, yeah, I can't help you. That's your point. So
no, it was something you asked me, and then it made me think of. I don't know. Anyway. If you like Terminator, if you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you want to see Linda Hamilton again, and the Rev 9, I think, is a great new design. As far as like how relentless he was, like that dude was just.
It sounds like this was just like a fun Terminator movie.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it definitely had its serious points, but you ever? I was gonna say, like, how you have antagonists who like. You're like, why don't you just shoot him? Yeah. If you're a bad guy, just shoot him. Like,
I have that thought in so many things where they're like, keep him around for no reason. Like, no, fucking put two in his head and move on with life. Like,
that's one of my biggest gripes with just anime in general.
Yeah, like
because
I watch so many movies, books, the cartoons, the works. They're just like
they have a speech or some garbage.
Yeah.
Yo, just off this kid. Just kill Naruto right there, dude. Save us 600 episodes of dead people, dude. Like, just shoot him.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I understand that part of it is the narcissism of the character.
Yeah.
But when I think if I ever like wrote a book or had a screenplay or something,
or became a villain yourself.
Yeah, like I would just. There's no other thought. Like it's like. I think about like the the people that like capture the good guys to like like you said, explain their whole plan, and then something happens in the 5 hours that they're sitting there explaining the plan. It's like, no, they don't need to know. Put two in the head, throw the body overboard, and go on with life. Like,
yeah, dude.
Thanos. Hey,
what a reason.
Fucking Loki tried to get cute. He said, nah. He said, boom. It's a wrap, son. He said facts.
That's why we like Thanos. I mean, he had his like dialogue and stuff, but that's because he was trying to like once he got the power, it was over. He said, "I'm going to snap." When he got it, he snapped. Like he wasn't messing around.
Well, the Rev 9 is like that. Like there's no monologue. He could have shot her right there. It's from the time this dude hits the screen, it is relentless chasing after this chick nonstop. I mean, like, You know how like in a movie
Was
where
it like? Oh, I can't say it. Dang it. Go ahead.
you know how like in a movie when like the antagonist is chasing the protagonist and like there's maybe like a intense chase scene and then eventually they kind of like lose them and then it's the next scene is just like them regrouping or trying to figure out what they're going to do next and all this stuff like that. And meanwhile, I don't know, you don't know where the antagonist is other than the fact that they lost them somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, in this movie, it's like a chase scene. They lose him, and like 5 minutes later, he's back chasing them again. Like it's like a real machine hunting them down. Like he is on their behind the entire movie. Even when he fights them, it's not like okay, I'm gonna fight Arnold, I'm gonna fight Linda Hamilton, and I'm gonna fight the other chick that's enhanced. He is literally trying to go through them to get to the girl. Like he might like say for example, like he might deflect a move that Arnold throws at him or the other chick throws at him. But while he's deflecting, he is literally trying to shoot the girl in like mid block. Like the junk is crazy.
That's funny.
That just reminds me of Mr. X then from Resident Evil. Like he's usually chasing you and he doesn't stop for the liquors, he doesn't stop for anything, he's just walking at you.
Okay, well,
what I was laughing at earlier is because now that I have a hitbox, they're doing a hitbox giveaway.
I want you to enter that and see if you win.
Well, we'll see.
Now I need you to enter that, and if you win that, sell one of them.
What is this?
He said he's getting he said now that he has a hitbox, they're giving away one now.
Oh, send me the link. Sign up.
It seems like it's based off of, they're saying they're doing it at 7K followers and they got the 7K followers.
Okay.
Do you want a free copy of Diablo 3 for the Switch? Post a picture of you playing Diablo 3 for the Switch.
God help you, Blizzard. Because we can't. All right. Randall, speaking of people who need help, the blind. Stuber. Watching the trailer for that movie, I didn't think that was what was happening. Because if I remember correctly, the trailer didn't ever mention he was going to be mostly blind the entire movie. Am I wrong, or did you know that going in?
Nah, they don't hint that.
You know, so the movie Stuber is Batista is a cop,
and he gets into a cab and is like, "I need you to
to take me to places." How we get to that point is as follows. So, the movie begins, and let's just say Drax at this point, because his partner at the beginning of the movie is Nebula. This is not spoilers because it happens in the first fucking 5 minutes. Excuse my French. Ends up losing Nebula, but he's still on the guy, like this major drug dealer. Anyways, I think it was months passed by after the death of his partner.
6 months.
And then, it's just an off day, and he's getting old, so he schedules eye surgery. That same day, his daughter has an art show to go to. Like, he needs to be there.
Okay.
So he still goes through with that surgery, and he has to wear these weird protective glasses.
Didn't Kelsey get that done?
But he didn't have those glasses they gave him.
You had LASIK surgery, right?
Yeah, they give it to you. You have to wear it for the first couple of hours.
Okay.
So how long did you have to wear them?
I mean, only like a couple of hours.
So it wasn't like
the thick black ones that like really cover the eyes.
Yeah.
His didn't look like that. He had, I guess, the same type of protective lens, but it looked like Cyclops type of thing on his head.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get like your eyes dilated or anything like that, like they give you the like grandpa looking glasses.
Yeah.
So the glasses are supposed to speed up your vision becoming clear again?
No, I think it's supposed to just protect you while it heals up.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're like, especially when you're dilated, your eyes, like, you don't have any control of, your lenses opening and closing depending on how much light there is. So you literally just have full blast of light coming in at all times. And the point is to just protect from harmful rays and too much light getting in causing permanent damage.
So
yeah, when I got my LASIK, I put him on and I took him off a couple hours later.
Oh, so that's okay. That's interesting then, because you didn't do what this guy did. So Batista,
he took his off.
He took his off hours after, because he gets a call about a drop coming from the drug dealer he's been chasing for years. But he can't drive, and they made it a point to show him trying to drive while his eyes are dilated. And boy, that was a funny scene. It's because he's
taken off the glasses. His eyes are dilated or whatever.
He kept them on, but you still can't see anything while you have those on. So he tried to drive, and that was a funny little segment. So then his daughter previously told him about Uber. He gets an Uber after he tries to drive his car, and then gets into I forgot the actor's name.
Kumal.
Oh yeah.
That actor. He's a stand-up comedian. He's pretty funny. But he gets into his car, and that's how he gets. That's how that happens. I didn't think that he would be blind. But he's blind for the majority of the movie. And it takes place at least 8 hours, right?
Now, when he says blind, he doesn't mean total darkness. He just means severe blurry.
Yeah, man. So did he get LASIK, or did he? What happened?
He got LASIK.
He got LASIK.
Then that's bullshit. I literally I walked out of the office.
Yeah.
And could read license plates on the way home.
Yeah, not him.
I don't know what they were going for here, but seriously, I had the surgery. I sat in the waiting room for 15 minutes for Adam to come pick me up.
Yeah.
And on the way home, this is 20 minutes after the surgery was done, I could start reading license plates from the cars around me, at a good distance.
Well, then that's to let you know where the suspension of disbelief begins. He most of the movie, he threw the things out a moving car and F this, and he just
I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of that he's it caused him to ruin his vision because he did that. But seriously, 15-20 minutes after the surgery, I could see everything. I literally had 20/10 vision.
Oh, then yeah, dude. Then, well, once you can get past that, because even when I saw it, I'm like, why did it last so long? The way they made the audience gauge whether he can see is they gave him a piece of paper and said, when you can read the bottom layer, your eyes are good. So throughout the movie, he would check to see if he can see, which I think he would just look around you to see if you could see. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of small things.
Premise, that doesn't make any sense.
So that's how they meet, and now he's driving him around to solve the case, to get the drug deal.
Analog nuclear,
Let's not start. All right, that movie's fantastic. So let's just omit that, okay? Oh my gosh. But yeah, besides that, it has very funny moments because it's them riffing off each other, and Batista's the manly man of the group, while the Uber guy's what's considered now not manly, but the more accepting man. You don't have to be big and strong and being able to handle a gun or whatever. The modern dude, I don't know if it's hipster, millennial, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
The millennial man.
Just go with millennial.
What the millennial man is today. So, and then those personality types combative, and they both have their own arcs, which you can kind of tell by me telling you what type of person they are in the beginning to what they end up being at the end. Anyway, the comedy bits are pretty funny. I highly recommend watching it just for some of the bits in it, because there's fight scenes. There's one in particular, and it's a chase scene that I'm that I didn't expect that prop or that.
With the propane tank?
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. There's a propane tank scene that I'm I saw in the trailer, and I'm oh, that's going to be a cool thing to see. I saw it. A little more gruesome than I thought it was going to be. So, just for that, I'm oh, snap, that just happened. That guy's dead. that vehicle, everything in there is dead. And that alone, I'm oh my gosh, people need to see that. There was something else that was really hilarious in the round. I forgot what the heck it was though. It wasn't you want me to repeat the answer again, but it was something to that. I forgot what it was. There's another one that laugh out loud hilarious. Oh my gosh, the The strip club.
Oh my
Brian,
God.
what's his name? That's from Shameless, who's married to the black chick.
Kev.
Kev is in this movie, and he's like, I've never seen him this ripped before.
Ripped and Shameless.
No, not this level. Like
Kev?
yeah, I'm telling you. Anyway, so because he's blind, he's going to they're in the strip club, right?
Okay.
But since he's blind, he doesn't notice that it's men. That it's a gay strip club. So like he's walking and some guy gave him money and he's like, yo, someone just gave me $1 for free. And then he just put it in his pocket and keeps going. But what happens afterward in the back room, locker room, is hilarious. And I don't want to spoil what happens there, but it's great. Again, the plot is super, like you can kind of tell what the heck's gonna happen. The acting's fine. Batista, I think he found his like niche for right now, which is being the comedic person. Like being the big buff, like how The Rock started. He seems like he's following in those footsteps.
He still does it.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that he's following that same road. No, the gun away, put it down. So yeah, it's entertaining. It's entertaining to watch Batista do the comedic roles. Like I think he's slowly gonna be becoming what The Rock has been doing.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it because he is really funny.
If I stand incredibly still.
Yeah, I'm visible to the naked eye. Watch. Okay, I can't waste any more time. It's already 2.5 hours in. So yeah, I recommend watching it like rent it or something. I wouldn't pay full price for this because it's right off the beginning.
That really bothers me because like,
yep, I knew it. I saw it in his smile.
The trailers made it look really funny. Like it looked like it was gonna be something that was hilarious.
It is funny. No, it is funny. It nails the funny stuff.
But like the whole premise of I can't see because I had LASIK and it's been 19 hours. Like bullshit.
It gets to the point where I'm like, shouldn't he be able to see by now? Like I never had it, so I didn't question it. So I'm like, okay, I guess it lasts that long. I don't know.
No, it didn't even last 15 minutes. Like unless the surgery either got botched or he just didn't take. Like there's always the possibility it's like super friggin' low that people just don't take and your vision doesn't change. But I've not heard of anybody that without it being like, oh, they fucked up. Like that they were like, yeah, I went in with 20/60 vision and I walked out with 2400 vision. It's not how that works.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, besides that, like now that I know that it was BS, I was able to overlook that. The parts are hilarious because they use that for comedic punchlines and stuff that he's blind, and it's worth it. If you can get past that, Kelsey, I think you'd enjoy it.
I don't know.
I'm saying if you can't get past it, then it's gonna bother you because they reference how blind he is throughout the entire movie.
I mean that's worse than the whole analog nuclear thing.
Yes, because that movie's fantastic. Okay,
is like a one-time thing, even though it kind of ruins the whole. Whatever.
It doesn't ruin anything. That movie's fantastic.
It ruins
okay.
Everything. Like
did you end the apocalypse?
Movies. I fucking hate movies that are like, oh, we're just gonna throw some fancy shit, words together, and like they literally could have come up with anything. Like, oh, it's a new prototype that doesn't totally run on electricity because we got the parts from outer space. Boom, already better than it's analog nuclear. Like,
this is just a public service announcement of a TV show that doesn't do that and doesn't mess up. Mr. Robot, airing on USA Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern. Go watch Mr. Robot. Anyway, so yeah, I recommend just for the funny parts. Like, it's not deep story. It's hey, these two got in there. Here's some funny stuff happens. Two personalities. It's sort of like a modern buddy cop movie kind of thing. In a way,
I'm gonna watch it because the trailers looked funny.
It's funny. I think you'd have a good time. But if you can't get past that blind thing, they're gonna keep reminding you that he can't see. So, man. But that's about it. I think everyone got to talk about. Oh no, Mortal Kombat 11, dude. Story. Did you like it, Randall? During Extra Life, you played Mortal Kombat 11.
It was pretty good. It was
I thought you were gonna end that. It was pretty good because I was just gonna throw my mouse at you.
it was yeah, it was.
All right, so that was the notable releases for the week. Are you actually gonna?
What was your favorite disliked part?
Why are you gonna confuse everyone?
Favorite disliked part.
Why are you trying to confuse everyone? At 2 hours and a half in this stupid episode.
I don't know, man.
Was it just like right down the like nothing? There's no twist.
It was crazy. It was just like a bunch of people coming back because time had been messed with, and so like people from the past was mixing with people of current,
the present, yeah,
of present. I guess some of the things that were happening within the story was interesting, or I guess kind of. It's kind of hard to say it's cool because it's kind of messed up, but I mean like Sonya Blade like shoots Kano in the face at point blank range and
he doesn't die.
No, so like okay, so what happened was
but can he see?
I hope so. He has a cyborg eye.
Not after this, but so they're at a standoff. So basically, there's current Kano and
then past Kano,
right? And then there's Sonya Blade, but she's like the younger Sonya Blade, so she's the older Sonya Blade.
The past
from the past.
There's not. Yeah. It's just present and past, Randall.
Okay, present and past. So there's past Sonya Blade. There's both Kanos.
Yeah.
And there's old Johnny Cage.
Past.
So, past Johnny Cage. So past. No, it was current. Current Kano has a gun to past Johnny Cage's head.
Okay.
And past Sonya Blade has I think a gun
to current Kano.
I think it was a gun. I think he had a knife to her, and then she switched it around and slammed him on the ground, and then she took out her gun. But before she did that, current Kano told her, he was like, "Look, there's an even trade. No, it's a 2-for-1 deal because basically, if he shoots Johnny Cage, then that means that they will never get married and they will also not have a daughter. So he's taking away two things from her at one time with one bullet."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Thank you for reminding me, blah, blah, blah." So she just takes the gun and points it at Kano and shoots him in the head. And because he's the younger one, the one that was holding Johnny Cage now has this huge gaping hole in his head because she shot him in the head. So she killed both of them at the same time.
So their time travel thing is actually the Back to the Future. It's not multidimensional. It's the Back to the Future thing.
Exactly.
Got it.
So whatever you do to the younger one
will happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was interesting stuff like that. The main antagonist, the reason for why she was doing what she was doing was just like, it was really petty. It wasn't like, in my opinion, it wasn't like a whole like well thought out deep Thanos type, or even like the story within Injustice 2 was a good story. It made sense.
Well, because that's the story in Injustice 2. That's another level. That's a simple question of what is justice at that point. That's what Injustice 2 it comes down to, and what lines do you cross where justice is not it's not justice anymore, or it's just revenge, or
catch up in the comics, or shut the hell up.
I played both 1 and 2. I don't like.
What about the comics though?
2 years.
The comics.
All right.
I agree with him.
He just yelled the comics. We got to wrap this up. So because he's just yelling.
The MK11 story is meh.
You didn't like it at all?
It's.
Or do you just agree with he's saying like it was like petty arc or?
It's just a storyline that I don't really care for. I do the story just because it's not Street Fighter story or not random bullshit.
It's actually a cohesive story and not just random things put together.
Mortal Kombat story to me is like Fast and the Furious. Injustice story is actual, like something I can get into.
It's like the Dark Knight of the stories.
You know who I was surprised that wasn't in the story? Was Sindel.
That's the long hair lady that can like grab you with her
But
hair.
she's the one that killed everybody, according to Brian.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in the story. But the people she killed was in the story.
I don't remember why. I mean, I'm assuming it's just because if they brought her back again, everyone's gonna die again. So just to make sure
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I mean, speaking of Sindel, she comes out this month as DLC.
It's the one that screams, right?
Yeah, the one that screams out loud, and she has the hair, the silver hair. I don't know if she still has it or not, but anyway.
Black and white.
So it sounds like the Mortal Kombat 11 story mode was meh in terms of substance for the story. Like
it was cool seeing Sub-Zero and Scorpion as they were before who they became as we know them to be. They were working together in the story for a short period of time, and they had respect for each other. It almost seemed like they were kind of like friends.
Well, Brian told me they were.
They become friends. They truce in MKX.
Nice.
And they realize, hey, we got set up by who? That guy. And they kill that guy.
By who? Oh goodness. Speaking of who sent us fan mail this week? No one, because I just set it up this week. You can go to adlrplays.com where we have a fan mail section. You go to scroll all the way to the bottom, or there's a table of contents at the top of the site. You can just click on that and submit any topics, questions, anything. Just want to talk to us about whatever. We'll talk about it in the future episode.
Say your link correctly, because I typed it and it doesn't work.
What the heck? Here we go.
Here we go.
Try www.adlrplays.
Make a command. Make a command, exclamation point, podcast or ADLR.
www.adlrplays.com for some reason works, but regular ADLR Plays does not. So make sure you add www.adlrplays.com. And then you're there. That's weird that it doesn't work. Anywho, no fan mail this week, but notable releases.
Need for Speed Heat.
Need for Speed Heat. Yeah, I was going to talk about this, but we're already at two almost 3 hours here, so I'm not going to talk much about it. This game had like no marketing.
Really?
I didn't know it was coming out until this week. Usually, game like a Need for Speed game gets some sort of marketing. You'd be like, "Oh, Need for Speed's coming. Be ready." So I don't know how well this is going to do. If it's any good at all, I'm curious to see like the reviews for this. Like if you have EA Origin Premier or something, you can play it today. So you get early access to it. But it comes out like on Friday or something. And I mean, I played a bunch of Need for Speeds, and I think I played almost every Need for Speed in my day. Besides Paycheck, no. What the heck was On the Run? And like
definitely the best.
Underground 2 was my favorite.
Was Underground 2 the one that it was more open world that you could actually drive around?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, Underground 2 is the best.
Yeah, that's why I liked it because you had like a city you can just run around in, you can get chased and stuff. It was lit.
Like Underground 1, I think I like the music better in Underground 1.
Heck yeah.
But I also remember playing Underground 1 a hell of a lot more. Like, sitting in my buddy's room and we were playing Underground all the time and it was just amazing. And then Underground 2 came out and I think we got it for PC and I tried playing online and racing online and didn't quite understand why it is that my car always blew up.
Doing the drag races?
Yeah.
Yep. That's when the drag scene started coming up. Oh my gosh. Good one, Run. And then Death Stranding comes out this week.
Cricket.
And then on to movies. Doctor Sleep comes out this week, which I'm interested in seeing. I don't know if I'm going to watch it in theaters, but it's the sequel to The Shining. So if you were a fan of The Shining, I think it's this kid who grows up, and he had what is it called? The light? No, he had the shining. Like he had a shine or something. That's the powers. That's what they call the powers in that universe. So, I mean, it looks cool. I do want to see. I don't know when though. And Midway, which is like I think a historical movie. I don't know much about it. The one I'm looking forward to is 1917 or 1971, whatever the heck it is. Why'd I click on Death Stranding?
They got an 84. What that 84 for?
I don't care, Randall. I don't care why Death Stranding got an 84. And apparently Death Stranding that I don't care. I can't care more than 0, Randall, about that game.
I haven't looked. Nothing I've seen about that game is like that has been like, dude, I gotta play this.
Kelsey, the first 23 trailers is look what actor is in it. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care.
I just don't see why Kojima just makes an actual movie instead of pretending to make one, but it's a game, but it's not really. Go direct something.
Anyway, there's no score for Midway, but it's the story of the soldiers and aviators who helped turn the tide of the Second World War. Okay, the Battle of Midway. That's basically the movie, Midway.
Oh, I know what movie that is. Okay.
And then music, I didn't see anything on there that I personally am looking forward to, so I didn't add anything. So that's about it for me. Brian, if you find something, let me know. But guys, what are you doing this week? Kelsey, go.
This week?
Yes, sir.
I don't know that I'm really doing much, like other than work stuff. Still have to write all of our thank you cards we got back.
You're cutting in and out. All I heard was writing and cards.
Oh. So we've been, I don't know that I'm doing much. We've been kind of super busy lately, just like work and stuff. We got to write all of our thank you cards to everybody for the wedding. But other than that, I don't think we're really doing anything.
Okay. Randall, what you doing?
Work, gym. Continue to work on that app. Hopefully I can get it done by the end of this week. And if that happens, then that means that I can actually start working on projects.
Okay. Let me stop you there. You can always just work on your projects. So now you can continue.
You know what you should do? You should
stream him doing it, right? Yep, I know.
Cut off, but I still heard him.
Yeah, it cut off, but your eyes said it. Anything else? Nothing. Brian.
Cobra said he gotta learn the code.
I don't think he said it as an insult, Brian. He's just saying
exactly
learn the code.
How he said. He told me, he said, "Watch this. I'm gonna school this nerd."
Brian, what are you doing this week?
Okay, so tomorrow there's going to be a 45-minute demonstration of how Terry plays in Smash.
Oh, that's true.
If they do what they've been doing, just release him same day. I'm probably gonna be playing him depending on when he comes out. Depends on if I stream tomorrow. If he doesn't come out around 8, I can wait. If I don't stream on Wednesday, I can stream on Thursday. More hitbox stuff. Either Thursday or Friday, because one day I want to play just Indivisible. Take a little break from trying to remember what buttons up. So, fighting game and Indivisible for sure.
See if you can play Indivisible with your hitbox.
I can. I don't think I need the right stick.
No, as in, like, can you still do perfect combos with it?
The best, so.
But go ahead, keep going. So Indivisible, and then that's it?
A fighting game, yeah. Either Smash or something with the box of hits.
Okay.
Oh, that reminded me, too, since he was talking about playing games. I think I might try to play Heavy Rain this weekend.
Okay. Did you already play Beyond?
No.
Okay. Do you already have Heavy Rain on?
Yeah, when I bought Detroit, it came with Heavy Rain.
Oh, okay.
As a bonus.
Oh, okay.
You bought Detroit?
Yeah.
You have PS Plus?
Huh?
What? PS Plus?
I don't know if it was through PS Plus. I know it was on sale for.
What I'm asking you is, do you have PS Plus?
Yes.
Could have gotten it for free months ago.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he liked it, so I guess he supported them. So Heavy Rain. You gonna stream it? Twitch.tv/ what is it? Load it up?
No.
Movies only.
You don't have to put your camera on it. You can just stream directly from the PS4. You don't have to talk. People can just watch you play.
Javi doesn't even use a camera.
But he has a mic. Speaking of which, Javi was streaming today, so I mean, I'm gonna go plug his channel, twitch.tv/JaviLablavi. Streaming Red Dead. I don't know if he's gonna be keep streaming this week or not, but he's out here, dude. Myself. Oh, you guys are to finish, right? Brandon, I kind of cut you off. Like,
no, I was just gonna mention Heavy Rain.
And Brian,
you've played Heavy Rain, right?
Me, no. Brian started it, but it was spoiled for him. I played Beyond Two Souls.
So wait, is Heavy Rain not a good game?
Brian, you cut off what you said.
What?
What the heck?
Skip it.
Skip it. You know what we were getting? Ip it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is?
What's wrong with it?
I mean, it just doesn't age well, and it's just kind of meh.
All right, Javi, be nice to the bots. Myself. What's tomorrow? Wednesday the 6th. Yeah, I'll probably be on. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna stream. Maybe some Outer Worlds, or maybe I just stream some Borderlands 3 from my Xbox. Cause I still haven't finished that story mode, so I might.
You haven't beat Borderlands.
No, I haven't. Brian, these guys have, cause they went to town when this game came out. So don't ruin it. Your eyes are saying things to me I don't want to see right now. So
there's gonna be a certain mission.
Yeah.
That you get to, Anthony. Just let me know. I'm not gonna say why.
What number is it, or what's it called? So I know.
I don't know what it's called. You just know that Lilith is not alone in terms of hatred in my head.
So how am I gonna know to let you know?
Because you'll know. You know how I feel about certain characters. You know things I want to happen. So that's all I'll say.
I'm sorry, Ren, but I'm lost. I don't know how am I gonna know.
When you get to it, like I just said, when you get to it, you'll know.
But you said to let you know.
You just went through it, yeah.
Oh, that I went through it. I thought you said let you know so you can watch my reaction. My fault. Indeed, a cryptic messages. Cobra's out here.
You're not woke. You don't know.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know what I'm gonna stream. I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow and Thursday, and I don't know what, unless something comes up. That's about it. The website's up, www.adlrplays.com. I'm not sure why it needs that subdomain to be www. I'll fix that if I can or figure it out.
When does Fallen Order drop?
Excuse me?
When does the Fallen Order drop?
In like 2 weeks. It's this month. I think it's like 2 weeks. I do want to try that out. It looks like a linear adventure game.
Every time I hear you use that word, it sounds like you're insulting the game. It just sounds like whenever you use that word, you say it with great disdain.
No, because Uncharted is mostly linear, and I effing love Uncharted. The same with Last of Us is the most linear thing that they've done.
I don't know. Just get that vibe whenever you say a game is linear. It almost says it like you hate it.
It's not that I hate it. It's that there's
like it's a slur.
To me, linear games have there's no replayability unless you want to get trophies. You finish the story and you're done.
Anthony, you've played the story for GoldenEye multiple times.
GoldenEye, the N64 game. Yeah. Yes, Brian, that's a different because the gameplay was fantastic.
But it's linear though, isn't it?
Last of Us is linear, and who cares? Like, oh, I can craft stuff, and then QTEs again.
How many times did we beat Halo?
On Legendary, none.
We beat on Legendary, you fucking liar.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, beat the first two on Legendary, and I beat Halo 3 on Legendary to get the fucking customizations.
Because you get the ninja for doing on Legendary, right? The ninja helmet. I don't think I got it. Maybe you. Yeah, it was probably you who beat it on Legendary. I didn't beat it on Legendary.
Oh, well, then stop sucking then.
But that's how I pay bills. Anyway, so
God.
Episode 69. That's why I did it, because the episode 69 is the creamy one.
Come on, man.
Ice cream. It's everyone ate ice cream before we started doing this episode. The heck?
It's always good to give and receive.
Man, I could go for some ice cream.
Yeah, I bet you would like some cream.
I said ice cream.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Do you want some dark chocolate, or do you want some white chocolate?
Code for guns? Why'd you say it like that?
Man.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's episode 16. episode 69 of the ADLR Podcast. I rap. You can go to my website, www.adlrplays.com, if you want to support the stream. There's a Patreon link there. There's an Extra Life link, too, if you want to donate to the Orlando Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And a fan mail section near the bottom where you can submit stuff to us, like fan mail. We'll read it in whenever you want. Future episodes. And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you guys for watching, listening, both. We'll see you guys next week.